There we go. All right. Hey guys, Zomb Phox here. And it is time for our second regular season stream and the third overall for this season. Wow, Mike's actually working really well today. That's good. Okay, so as said, this is the second one we're doing, the Saints versus the Panthers. As of right now, you've got a really interesting game between. Let's just put this one on over here right now because that game's going on. And let me go tweet out that I am live. And let's open up the control room as well. There we go. So let's see. The game cast is going on. Good, good, good. And let's see. Where is... There we go. Start queuing or start poll. Who wins? We'll put this one up. Who wins? Question mark. Saints, Panthers. So Saints, and then here we'll have the Panthers, and we'll just put that one up right now. There we go. So yeah, we've got the currently we've got the first good foreign game in a while between the Falcons and the Colts, so that's pretty nice. Wow, okay, did that just break or something? Hold up. Paul Tagliabue just passed away. Wow, that's out of nowhere. Former commissioner of the league, that's definitely out of nowhere. Wow, I did not hear about that, so that's pretty wild to hear right there. But as said, we've got this game going on, obviously. This game, Pierce having a great game, which I care about. Daniel Jones is kind of turning back into a pumpkin. Jonathan Taylor's having a really, really good game. So that's a really good thing as well. It's an interesting one. You know what I mean? Looks like the Colts are in the red zone, though, which is definitely nice to see. So that's good. But we'll see if they can end up pulling off the W or something. We'll see. Let's see. Make sure this is all going well. Yeah, it should be. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this foreign game has actually been really nice so far. It's been the first one in a while. I didn't watch most of it. I was out for most of the morning when I came back. I mean, I saw the Jonathan Taylor 80-yard touchdown run, which is wild to see that one. Very much like a Derrick Henry play is what he had. So yeah. Colts win percent 96.7%. Maybe they can pull it off. We'll see. I mean, they should. It's not like this is, this is a game they really should have won somewhat handily. The Falcons are just too inconsistent of a team, but it is what it is, for them. So, yeah. Now, let's pull that one up. Yep, okay. So we got the poll going up for who you think wins between the Saints or the Panthers. Panthers are somehow winning, like they're a winning football team. That win against the Packers last week was a really big win that, wasn't the most shocking watching the game because when I watched the game, it was very clear the Packers just were not playing up to the level that they're supposed to be playing at. And they just kind of got beat relatively easily because of that. So we'll see if they can continue that. We'll see, you know what I mean? But yeah. So it'll be interesting for sure how the Panthers handle today because today should be a relatively easy win. It's not like they're playing a team that's actually tough to go against whatsoever. But you never know, you know what I mean? You never know for sure. And touchdown Colts, they get the W. Jonathan Taylor has another MVP moment right there to win the game. All honesty, he's very much making another case for MVP. I mean, everybody seems to forget that a couple years ago he actually got somewhat close. Let's put some more light in here. He actually got somewhat close a couple years ago with the Colts back when they had Carson Wentz at quarterback. But, massive touchdown for the team. That's a huge one right there, getting a touchdown to win the game for them. So, big win for the Colts and another bad loss for the Falcons, which is kind of funny to see because the Falcons are, yeah, it ain't going too well for them. I mean, there was so much hype for this season for Falcons fans, and now they are just not that great. You know what I mean? Come on. So, pretty rough right there. Just thought I heard something hit my door, but yeah, Falcons-Colts win percentage. The Falcons were up to about 80. Ooh, maybe a bit higher. Looks like it was a little bit higher than 80. It was 90-ish%, and they kind of choked. I mean, they did choke, but I mean, that's a classic Falcons move right there to lose that kind of game. No business losing, and you lose. I mean, that's classic Falconing right there. So, yeah, definitely something to see. Jonathan Taylor for the win. Massive one right there. So, yeah. Falcons on the first round pick. That's hilarious. Okay, that's a rough one for them, but hey, it is what it is for them. Maybe, shouldn't have been that bad, but it is what it is again. Should have done better, but yeah, so nice, nice, nice. So again, the game was going to be starting in about like 10-ish minutes. So we can put this back on. I was listening to it kind of in the background. I keep forgetting that, like, for some reason, these lights literally just work on, like, basic stuff. So I just accidentally hit the wrong color in that one. That's hilarious. But it is what it is. So, yeah, we'll just... Game's going to be starting in a bit. This timesheet, I believe, is, like, a relatively weak one. Let me see. Like, not weak, but, like, I think it's a weaker one. Let me see. So we got Patriots, Buccaneers. That's a really good game. Bills, Dolphins. That's not a good game. Giants, Bears might be. Yeah, this is definitely the weakest game at the time. Browns, Jets might be, but yeah. I don't know for sure. So, hopefully this game ends up being good. The Panthers have been in a couple of really solid games, so I'm hoping this is another one of those ones. It'll be interesting to see if it is for sure, but like I said, I hope it is, because, man, it's just been... It's been weird seeing the Panthers not be awful, but I don't know. There's just some questions I have about the team where it's like there's just some issues that they really do seem to have that they're just not getting fixed. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Because, I mean, Bryce Young has not been good whatsoever this year. He really hasn't. As much as, you know, Panthers fans might try to say he's been good, he actually has not been good whatsoever. So you really do hope that he ends up being a bit better, you know, in today's game. Because even last week, he was, like, not really the reason they won. And before, I know people are going to say, oh, but he was clutch in the end. Like, he was okay in the end. He didn't really play well, you know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see if he can actually play well this week. Because if not, it's going to hurt. But hopefully it's good. We'll have to wait and see about that. Gotta do this again. Okay, so go over here. Open this up while we're waiting. Gotta update another image real quick. Open. Let's see what community friends here. Yep, community friend. Okay, so got to update the community friend and community heroes tab again. Gotta love changing this like all the time. I think it is hilarious doing that. So we can hide this one, move this one right there, and put these next to this one. And boom, save that one. And that's another image saved. So, love to see that one. I gotta find where I put this one because I do not remember where I put it. There we go. And replace. Boom. Good, we got that one done. Okay, it's good to see. But yeah, this game is going to start soon. So, in terms of the overall games of this week's slate, I think that obviously the most important one is the Patriots-Buccaneers. That game has massive importance for both teams because in a lot of ways that's sort of a fraud check game. Whoever loses that game is going to be viewed as fraudulent. With the Buccaneers, it's to a lesser extent because a lot of their issues are just mass amounts of injuries. And yes, there's injuries for other teams, but I would say they're even more injured than the Niners are because the Niners are always injured, so them missing a bunch of players means nothing compared to the Buccaneers where they're playing with like legit 5th, 6th, 7th string kind of guys. And if they win this game, it's going to eliminate one of them from MVP talks mainly. Baker Mayfield has a lesser of a shot ever since that Lions loss, but the Patriots, right, Drake May has been just really good this year. And if he can beat this team, it's going to be huge for him, especially as the Bills play a should-be cakewalk in the Dolphins. Bills win that game, they're going to be right there in the division race. So the Patriots need to just keep winning. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Again, the Rams-Niners game at 4:25, that's going to be the game of importance for this week, though. As the Rams already lost to the Niners earlier this season, and Stafford is now becoming a legitimate MVP candidate. And again, big reason or big way to win MVP is to win your division. If you don't win your division, you're probably not winning the award. So if you're the Rams and Stafford, you need to win that game so you can try and win the division. It'll be interesting to see. How goes it? How about the UFL news that's coming down the pipe about GMs? Man, I still am not a huge fan of it. I understand part of the idea about the centralized stuff, but I personally just think that they should have kept the GMs or something like that. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out because, again, I feel like they're trying to force their way to have more local talent, which, as I said, I like that, but I feel like they should have only had, like, a regional draft. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't seem great. The fact that my guess is of those 4 regional scout spots, they're probably going to have 3 GMs take those ones and hire one person that's new. That's just kind of my idea. Like, Houston's GM, Von Hutchins, and one other guy are probably going to stay. But the rest, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it works, but I don't know. Hopefully what Mitchell said was true and that we'll find out more news before Thanksgiving because, again, we still have a lot of questions. So We'll see. I mean, we'll see. It's something. We'll see. That's what I'll say. But yeah. Let's see. Any new posts about the Jonathan Taylor win? Because man, that's a massive win for him. The Jaguars, man, who cares about that? He had 286 total yards. That's insane. Fans in Germany, 72,000 people. Terry Fontenot, yeah, the Falcons, yikes. That's a yikes. So 224 yards on the ground, 3 TDs. Hey, Pierce got me a ton of points. I'm cooked in fantasy, though. Geno Smith sold my season on Thursday night by only throwing the ball to Brock Bowers once. So my estimated 18 points turned into 3.5 points. So that was awesome to see. So we kind of cooked there. It is what it is. Not gonna repeat my silver medal like I had last year. That's it's a shame, but hey, you know what? Maybe some other guys get. Oh crap! I need to switch that. Oh no! That's bad. That's bad. I just realized I still have Ramondre Stevenson as my running back. I thought I changed that. That's not good. We got to change that really quick. It's not gonna be the biggest deal, but do I have another running back in my roster right now? Okay, Terrell Jennings did. Okay, I was able to claim him. Okay, that's huge. Okay, that helps us out a little bit. We got Terrell Jennings at our running back slot. That's a bit helpful. Okay, well, the important thing with this game is obviously we get to see a former UFL player in LeBron Ray, and we also have Juwan Johnson, who was on my fantasy team, and we have the Saints defense. So hopefully, I'm hoping for a low-scoring game where Juwan Johnson gets a lot of catches. That's selfishly what I need to see, or else I'm fully cooked. Because projected total, I'm projected 20 points less because the Broncos defense got 16 points, which yikes. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, the fantasy team is not good. Let me see if I can pull up the standings on this other sheet. I believe my playoff odds are 2%. I think I'm literally if I lose, I'm out. Yeah, I'm at 2% playoff odds. It's not the worst odds. There's a couple others that are low, but I'm in a conference that has much more winning teams. All but 3 teams have 4 wins. So if I lose, I'm eliminated. I'm pretty sure. So I gotta basically win out. And we'll see if I can get the W this week. Probably not, but. Because my opponent has, let's see, who do they have in this one? They've got Herbert, yikes, Jordan Mason. That could be good for me. Vidal, Xavier Legette. Well, hopefully Legette doesn't do too well. And I had to get Matt Prater. I've got to get a backup kicker because bye week. So we'll see. It'll be interesting for sure. But hey, we're getting closer and closer to the game starting, and hoping that the Panthers don't suck today. Because, man, I would be really annoyed if they end up losing this game. It would really suck. The Saints versus Panthers game is starting. I'm just doing one more tweet real quick. Put that out there, so once it actually starts, we'll do that. And we'll post it when it starts, but yeah. So the Panthers, look, I said it in my members video. I think Bryce Young is not that guy. I really don't think he's that guy. And I'm very worried that this winning streak that they're on, or this winning season, turns into let's give him a contract. Because, again, this should be a really easy win. This is a Saints team that is playing a guy named Tyler Shuck, who is a player that had no business being drafted as high as he was, but he was. And despite being drafted that high, was not able to win the starting job over, what's his name? I forgot. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just forgetting his name, but wasn't able to win the job over him. And then now he's the starter because they decided to bench the other guy because the season's lost. Despite him actually playing sort of well, Spencer Rattler. So it's really awkward. I don't know, man. I think that's going to be rough. But hey, we got Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle has actually been the best player or the best running back in football, well, up until today with Jonathan Taylor. He's been pretty much the best running back in football for the past 3 weeks. Hopefully that continues today. We'll see. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. Gotta have hope. The Bearcats, they're having a solid season. I want to say really great, but it's that loss against Utah really stung watching that one live. Watching that at, 1 a.m., watching them get their ass handed to them by Utah was just man, because if we won that game, it would have been massive. Granted, the Bearcats still control their own destiny. The Bearcats are able to make the playoffs right now. They just have to win out the rest of the season. It's that simple. Thanks to having BYU on their schedule and head-to-head record and stuff, they can make the championship game against Texas Tech right now. So that is a good thing for the Bearcats, but again, they got to win 3 straight, and they have Arizona, TCU, and BYU. It's not like it's a cakewalk schedule, but they got to do it. So the game has started. The Panthers are getting the ball first. They return to the 25, cut in the middle, the 30, and they get down to about the 36-yard line, about 37-yard line. Ooh, crap, I did not do this. Yikes. Delete that. Copy, paste, there we go. And push that one out. So let's see how we can do this one. Game has officially started. Let's see if the Panthers can get this W. Bryce Young, they just showed it on the TV, has been 4-0 in his last 4 starts. The only loss they had was when Andy Dalton was playing and was playing hurt, mind you. So we'll see if the Panthers can do this. I would hope that we just immediately feed the ball to Rico. Let's see. Ball is snapped, looks to the left side of the field, throws it immediately to Ted McMillan, who gets it at about the 39-yard line for about a 6.5-yard gain. McMillan has been good. I said it before in the last live stream, even though I still believe we should have taken Tyler Warren if we were able to somehow finagle our way to do that one. McMillan has been a great player for us and has been what, they kind of hoped Leggett would have been for us. Leggett just, remember, we got rid of Thielen for Xavier Leggett, and it just has not paid off this year. He's been, a bit better, but, going from, absolute garbage to, trash isn't the best upgrade, but yeah. Bryce is under center. 2 receivers line up to the left, 1 to the right. Motions one of them, hands the ball off to Rico, who cuts inside, and he gets the first down, about a 5-yard gain for Rico Dowdle right there. Love to see that one. So big gain for him right there. NFL ranks, the Saints defense, yikes. Saints are just a yikes team in all honesty, but it is what it is. But Demario Davis, they've got some guys that have been there for a long time. Davis, Cam Jordan, obviously. But Panthers, hopefully we can get this W. Hopefully we can make it a quick, easy win. Not have to worry too much about this game being close. We'll see, though. Under center once again. Dowdle is in the backfield. And it looks like they fake the handoff. Pressure, quick little throw out. And it's going to be about a 1.5-yard loss on the play. Weird play design right there. You kind of made it like a screen pass, but it wasn't. You just kind of threw it under, but there was no blocker, so it just, that play was never really going to work unless you got the entire DBs going inside. But hey, it's 2nd and 11. We'll see what they do here. No, it is pretty clear. I mean, I know they talked about in sports radio in the Carolinas that it's very evident that, they need to kind of not bench Chuba, but bench him as being the starter. And it looks like they have done that, from this first couple of plays with Rico in there, because the last couple weeks they have been trying to get Chuba up there. But Rico's a hot hand. You got to play him. Under center once again. 3 receivers line up with a bunch to the left, motioning one of them to the right. Ball is snapped. Handed off to Rico, who gets inside. It's going to be about a 2... It depends where they put him down. It's going to be about a 2-3 yard gain for Rico Dowdle right there. So it's going to be about 3rd and 9. If they give him a generous spot, 3rd and 8. The only rough one, again, that first down play call was not the best. You should not have thrown a little out route when there's no blocking. A screen pass with no screen, is not the best idea, but hey. Second season as Panthers head coach, good old Dave Canales. I know some of you are saying that he's a potential coach of the year candidate. I'm not fully against it. I can't really think of too many guys who are really deserving that one, though. I'll talk about it in a second. 3rd and 8. 3 receivers line up to the left. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Looks to the left. Quick throws to the right. There is a flag. It is going to be incomplete. Maybe it's defensive holding, but we'll see. But I know some people say Shane Steichen. I fully disagree with that. Shane Steichen, this team. They're basically the same team they were when they had Carson Wentz. It's just relying on Jonathan Taylor. Offsides. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down. It's going to be a 3rd and 3. We can run it here, and we should run it here. But Shane Steichen, I don't think so. Kevin O'Connell, absolutely not. Dan Campbell, no. Teams that are really good right now. McVay, honestly, you could make a better case for McVay than a lot of other ones just because of the fact that the Rams, nobody expected them to be this good. Well, some people did, but not everybody, especially with some of the injuries they've had. Kyle Shanahan, again, the injuries are just insane for that team, but Mike Vrabel is probably the most deserving. Taking that team and then proving, number 1, Tennessee wrong, and number 2, proving himself right is insane. They fake the handoff, and Bryce is going to run to the right. He gets the first down and goes out of bounds for about a 7-yard gain. Nice play right there. But Vrabel is probably your coach of the year right now, and I think it's pretty hard for anyone else to get it. I remember when they fired him, it was very clear that he shouldn't have been the one fired. It was very obvious that he did a great job in Tennessee. And people essentially just hated him for no real reason, and guess what? It didn't end up working out for him, which is hilarious. But fully deserved because, again, it's very clear that he was the reason that team was good. And they traded away all their best players, and the team sucked. And they're like, oh, it's Vrabel's fault, even though the GM screwed everything up. And now he's proving that with the Patriots. Ball is snapped, handed off to Rico, who goes right inside, and he gets tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Going to be a 0-yard gain. So not great, but is what it is. Again, against the Saints, you pretty much need to score 3 touchdowns. If you score 3 touchdowns and get 21 points, it's pretty hard for the Saints team to beat you, especially Tyler Shuck. Again, the Panthers defense has been playing well the past few weeks, minus the Buffalo game. So, this should be a relatively free win. I mean, gets you to 6-4, gets you into a legitimate, playoff opportunity. Because the fact that the Panthers still have another game against the Saints is really helpful. Though, as I talked about, I think 7-9 is probably where they'll finish, but you never know. In shotgun, ball is snapped, looks to the left side of the field, throws it. It is going to be caught, and it's going to go out of bounds by Ted McMillan for about a 14-yard gain, maybe 13-yard gain. Really solid play right there for the Panthers. So we got a little over 10.5 minutes left. Panthers are driving. They're in field goal range now thanks to that one. Eddie Pinheiro, been a great kicker this season. He really has been really solid. He's been one of probably the top 5 kickers in the league this year just because of how consistent he's been with longer kicks, which, got to give him credit. In my channel members video, I thought he was just okay, but especially last week, made a really clutch kick. Got to give him his credit. You know what I mean? In shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Running back to his left as well. Ball is snapped. Fake the handoff. Bryce drops back to throw. Looks to the middle of the field. Throws to the right. And it's a mallet of a pass, but it may have been caught by Dowdle. If it is, it's about a 3.5-yard gain. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, so not the best play right there, but it is what it is. Under 10 minutes left now in the first quarter. Again, taking a lot of time on the clock, which is really soft for the Panthers. You want to try and get this game. You want to try and just score, take as much time as the clock as you can. What you want to do with the Panthers against the Saints team, especially last week when you won a game 16-13. If you can get a touchdown here and eat up 8 minutes of clock, that's massive for you. In shotgun, 3 receivers line up to the left, running back right behind Bryce. Looks to his left, throws it over the middle. It gets tipped and incomplete. Could have easily been intercepted right there. Bryce is very lucky that that wasn't intercepted. Really rough pass by him. Again, what happens when you're a short guy throwing the football. Not too shocking to have it be batted at the line of scrimmage like that. Bills got an interception. Emeka Egbuka scores for the Buccaneers. There's a couple things already going on right now. That's pretty wild that happened. Both those happened that quick. 3rd and 9 now for the Panthers. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, running back to the right as well. Bryce drops back to throw, looks to the left side of the field, throws it over the middle. It is intercepted. He threw it directly to the Saints right there. That was an awful throw by him. Tried to force it to Ted McMillan, threw it right in between 2 guys, and it was intercepted. But there is a flag. This might be DPI. Let's see. Roughing the passer. Now it's time to play everybody's favorite NFL game. Was that roughing the passer? And we're going to take off this poll once this drive is over, so make that. But let's see. Was this roughing the passer? Let's see the replay. So they're showing it now. Drops back. Hasn't thrown it yet. Hasn't thrown it. Throws it. That's a weak one. Yes, he hit him in the head, but he didn't, grab and pull. As soon as he hit it, he let go. That's a weak penalty. That should not have been roughing the passer in my book. That was a weak roughing the passer call. Panthers got bailed out on that one. Because like I've said, roughing the passer should be very evident and clear. You roughed them. Something like that, he hit it, immediately let go. You wouldn't call that face mask. You shouldn't call it a roughing the passer. 2 receivers to the left. Running back right behind Bryce. Hands it off to Dowdle. And he gets about 3.5 yards on the carry. Just over 9 minutes left. They're going to be able to get this drive. Hopefully they do 1 or 2 more plays before they score, if they do score, so they can get this down to 7.5 minutes. They can cut out half the quarter on an opening touchdown drive. That would be insane. To be one of the best drives of the Panthers this season. And it's exactly what you want to see. Put even more pressure on the rookie making his second start. 3rd game, second start, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see if they do it here. In shotgun once again. Got 1 receiver lined up far down on the bottom of your screen. Drop back to throw. Throws immediately the dump off to Dowdle, who gets the first down and then gets about an extra 1.5 yards, so about a 9-yard play right there. Really solid play for Dowdle. He's been really solid the receiving game as well. That's part of what's made him so good this season in the past couple of weeks is that he's just been able to be a true downhill threat, whether it be receiving the ball or running the ball, which you want to see. Massive play for him right there. And again, you're going to be able to kill this clock even more, making a beautiful first drive. You've got under 8.5 minutes left in the quarter right now. And when they snap this ball, it's going to be about 8:10, 8:05 left in the quarter. Bryce is under center. Dowdle is behind him in the backfield. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Motioning 1 from the right to the left. Ball is snapped. They hand it off to Dowdle, who cuts inside, and it's a touchdown. Panthers are up 6-0 over the Saints with just 8 minutes left in the quarter. And he's faking the celebration he did last week, it looks like. Love to see it. Touchdown Panthers. Good lead right there. Really, really great opening drive. Again, I still stand by it. The roughing the passer call was the incorrect call. That should not have been a penalty. Saints got screwed on that one. Again, it's just a matter, and that's just a matter of how weak the rule is and how the NFL is, how you can't even look at a quarterback the wrong way without getting a flag. But Panthers were able to take it and score a touchdown. This team last year probably would have ended up throwing another interception 2 plays later. Now let's see if Pinheiro can make this kick, make it 7-0. Kick is up, and it is dead center, 7-0. So massive play right there. And now while we're in here, let's see, have the AP rankings come out. I know that, yes, you know, we're at the CFP time right now, but let's see if we do have the AP rankings just to see what they are. Because you've got a couple teams changing. I was expecting Cincinnati to fall off the rankings. They might honestly stick around just because of the fact that you had a couple of, like, actual solid teams lose. Okay, they haven't. They probably come out in about an hour. But, I mean, Washington ended up losing. Missouri lost, if I'm not mistaken. Memphis lost. So there's a couple teams that could fall off. So maybe since he stays on it, just barely. We'll see, though. Texas should move up. Okay. Just box. I'm at CFP rankings. CFP rankings were not great. I don't know what they're talking about. Refs help Bama. Okay. Being honest, Indiana should drop in the rankings this week. Man, people are hating on Indiana. Come on. Love seeing people hate on Indiana for no reason just because they won the game. Like, come on. Score is currently 7-0. Panthers just got the touchdown with Rico Dowdle. Really, really solid, long drive. A really beautiful drive. I mean, 7 full minutes. Killed a ton of clock. Got a really, you know, lucky roughing the passer call they shouldn't have gotten, but it is, you know, hey, we'll take those. Currently at a 78.6% chance to win the game according to ESPN metrics is wild, but again, like I said, against this Saints team, if you score 3 touchdowns, you're probably winning the game. Unless you're the Bengals or the Cowboys, obviously. Well, Cowboys, you don't have to trade, but if you're the Bengals, you know, it's a different story. The Bengals defense is so bad, this Saints team probably could put up 40, which that would be a game. That would be the, you know, the stoppable force versus the movable object. The awful Saints offense against the god-awful Bengals defense. Like, I will say this. I love seeing everybody talk about the past couple weeks, like, oh, if you put, you know, the Bengals offense on, or the Cowboys offense on, like, the Browns, or no, the Texans defense, you'd have, like, this super team. Yet, like, the last, like, 4 weeks, the Cowboys offense has been hella mid. Like, they just haven't been good. Whereas the Bengals, like, if you put the Bengals offense with the Texans defense, that's the best team in football by a wide margin. Like, it's not super easy to know because they're not really, you know, doing that well. But the Texans defense is, like, the best in football by, like, every metric. Like, points per game, they're allowing things like 15. Well, aside from sacks, obviously Denver's pass rush is just absurd. But the Texans defense as a whole has been the best defense in the league. But that offense is just so weak, it just doesn't mean anything. And then the other side, you have the Bengals who have this offense that can just score, like, 40 points at will. But then their defense can't stop a nosebleed, as, you know, you would say in a joke. I mean, it's been bad, that defense. And, like, I will say this. When I'm seeing players publicly call the defense, for some reason, people are defending them. I fully disagree with that. Like, if you're Jamar Chase, respectfully, you have no say in saying, oh, the defense should play better. Like, my brother in Christ, you're the one who signed a mega contract. I mean, outside of Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals are paying their defense nothing. You have put all the money into the offense. Of course your defense is going to suck. Like, obviously. We knew it was going to be bad. We knew the offense was going to be great. If anything, the only person that this makes look bad is Joe Burrow. Because now you have Joe Flacco looking better than Burrow did earlier this year. That's the only thing that's happened, is it's hurt Burrow. So your defense still sucks. Your quarterback now is being considered questionable for how good he is. This is coming from a guy who always loved Joe Burrow and thought he was a top 3 quarterback. Now, I don't know if he's really a top 3 quarterback because now you're seeing, man, this team, those receivers are really good. And Joe Flacco is looking really good. We'll see. Time to see what Tyler Shuck can do. Last week was not good. But let's see what he can do this week. Again, second round pick that nobody knows how he went in the second round. Under center right now. Most of the receivers line up to his right, one to his left. Motioning one from the right to the left. And they hand the ball off to Kamara, who gets a really solid 7-yard gain right there. They might give him a poor spot and call it a 6-yard gain, but still a really solid play for Kamara. Again, this team, they've been living off that 2017 draft for a while, and it's finally started to catch up to them. In fact, they really have not had great drafts ever since that one. They look at a good player or two, but the 2017 draft was like really good. I believe they got Ramczyk in that draft. Obviously, Kamara, Marshawn Lattimore is no longer with the team. But yeah. Juwan Johnson, Brandon Cooks. That's one of those guys I completely forgot was still in the league. In shotgun right now, 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Running back to Shuck's left. Ball is snapped. Looks to the left side of the field. Runs up, and he gets sacked. Great play by the Panthers defense. Again, just wasn't able to get too much blocking on there. Panthers rushed a bunch of guys and were able to get it. Wallace looks like to be the one that got the sack. So great play for the Panthers defense. Hey, Sean Robinson, Derek Brown, Turk Wharton. Hey, you gotta love it. The Panthers defense, man, we're a team that's always been built on defense. A solid tight end up until the last 5 years. And a good enough quarterback, or a great quarterback, obviously with Cam a couple of years. And seemingly we're slowly getting back to that, where we're focusing more on the defensive side of the ball. Again, this year the defense has been, the reason the team is winning games, not the offense. But let's see what Chuck can do here. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball again. Drops back to throw, looks to the right, looks to the middle of the field. Runs up, and he gets pressured. He's able to evade the sack. He evades another sack. He throws it. It's going to be caught at the 40-yard line. To the 50, the 45, the 40, the 30, the 30-yard line. Was that Juwan Johnson? Yes, it was. We love seeing that. Fantasy tight end, baby. Well, I think he's my flex this week, but we love seeing that. Nice play right there by Shuck. He was able to evade. Probably like 4 guys could have gotten him, but he really should have been tackled at the very beginning. Show the replay now. Yeah, guy got a hand on him, but he was able to evade it, and then he just made a nice move cutting to the left and found a wide open Juwan Johnson. Hand the ball off, and it's going to be up to the 20, the 20 or the 15, man. This Panthers defense is, as soon as I've given them credit, man, they're falling apart. But Juwan Johnson, man, it's the whole reason I ended up drafting him in fantasy was because of this whole lineup. If you know anything about rookie quarterbacks or young quarterbacks, there's one position they love. It ain't that wide receiver one, it's their tight end. They always throw the ball to the tight end. If you have a really solid old vet tight end like Juwan Johnson, they're going to throw the ball to him. They fake the handoff, they throw it again to Johnson once again for about a 4-yard gain. That's why I drafted him, because I knew they had Spencer Rattler. He's still a young quarterback. He's going to throw him the ball. And then eventually they're going to go to Tyler Shuck, which they are now. And again, they're throwing him the ball. That's already 2 receptions for 56-ish yards, 54-ish yards for Juwan Johnson. Love to see it. I need him to do something for me in fantasy. You're starting... Wait, are you... Tyler Shuck? Man. Well, yeah, I'm not super shocked. Hey, that's a... I mean, hey, I would say that's a reaching to starting Shuck, but I'm starting, the dude in the Patriots that's their 3rd-string running back because mine aren't that good, so yeah. They throw it over the middle. It is caught. Going to be down about the 2-yard line to their other tight end. Good old Moreau, Foster Moreau, I believe that is. So really solid play right there. 1st and goal. Again, Panthers defense, man, they're getting cooked right now. Not what you want to see. Under 5 minutes left. Another thing is the one thing that is good for the Panthers right now is that the Saints are going fast. Again, we've talked about this a ton on this channel, but it's because it's the age-old saying that's true, right? The longer you have a defense on the field, the better it is for the offense. If the Saints do score, let's say, within the next 2 plays, the Panthers will be beating them in the war of attrition when it comes to pure tiredness and all that. They hand the ball off. Kamar's able to avoid a tackle, but then he gets tackled later. It's going to be about a 1-yard loss for the Saints. Really good play by the Panthers defense. But again, if you can force the Saints... or force the Saints defense to stay on the field for an extended period of time, it's going to be really beneficial for you. And we'll see if they can pull it off right now, because again, that first drive took a long time. But the Saints, man, it's the one bad thing that happens to get big plays. Big plays are great for obvious reasons, but the one thing that sucks about it is you're putting your defense right back on the field. So let's see if the Saints can score here, though. This is probably 4-down territory. Unless they take like a sack here, they're probably going to go for it on 4th down. They got nothing to lose. They're putting Taysom Hill in at quarterback. Ball snapped. He's going to run it, and he's going to be tackled for maybe a half-yard gain, they'll call it. Maybe they'll give him half a yard. Overall, though, solid for the Panthers defense right there, getting that stop there. 3.5 minutes left in the quarter. Taysom Hill going back to the sideline now, looks like. And out comes Shuck again. Again, they got multiple tight ends up there. I wouldn't be super shocked with some sort of pitch play here, honestly, even though I'm usually against, not just running halfback dive or doing a quick slant. I actually think that with this tight end group, doing some sort of pitch play or draw honestly could work. So let's see, they got 2 receivers to the left. They got their tight ends to the right, it looks like. Motioning one of them farther to the right. Ball is snapped. It looks like they're going to throw this one. Shuck is rolling to his left. He's got one man chasing him. He throws it, and it's an incomplete pass. He just threw it in between everybody. Now, this is a bit questionable. This is a longer 4th down play. Because you threw it, I'd kick it here, even though I was saying it's 4th down territory. Because you did throw it and throw an incompletion, you've got to get a solid, 3.5 yards here. Take the points. Yep, they're sending out their kicker. I actually agree with this one. You hate seeing a kicker come out for a sub-30-yard field goal, but in this specific instance, I think it's the right call. On that 3rd down play, you throwing it like that shows you're going to be, kicking it. If you miss it, if you ran it and you gained 1.5 yards, that's a different story, but I like the decision to kick it here. Kick is up, and it is good. If he missed that kick, he should have been cut on the spot immediately and never be able to play in the NFL again. So, really solid kick right there. 7-3, Panthers lead over the Saints. Let's see. Tyler Shuck to Juwan Johnson. Any other news? Oh, is that a snow game in New York, Chicago? Wow, that's what you love to see. Texans or the Jags are already beating them. Hilarious. Dylan Gabriel. Oh, I forgot the Browns are playing the Jets. That's a game right there. Not a good one, but it's a game. Let's see. What's trending right now? What sports things are trending? Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones, number 2. Oh, no. Bears. Okay, I'm going to look up the Bears. I want to see the snow game. That's a snow game that's really cool. It is a snow game. Wow, love to see that. That's a great game. So weather games are the best. That's what I hate about. Honestly, I've said it before and I'll stand by it. I hate dome stadiums. Outside of when you actually, let me say this: if you're in a super hot place like Texas or Florida, this doesn't concern those ones. But if you're anywhere from the middle part of the country up, you should never have a dome stadium. Snow games, weather games, super cold games are the best kind of games. Those are the best football to watch. It is so infuriating seeing the Minnesota Vikings playing in a dome. Why? It's so much more fun playing in the snow and all that. I mean, think about it. Adam Vinatieri, when he gets in the Hall of Fame, it's not just because of those kicks he made in the Super Bowl. It's going to be because of the snow game against the Raiders, where he kicked 2 different field goals in the blizzard that everybody calls it. And then, of course, the Monsoon Bowl. The Panthers played against the Jaguars about a decade ago. It's probably a decade and a half ago. Another great game. I think it was another Bears game. I believe it was the Bears-Vikings or the Bears 49ers played in that really bad weather game. Bad in terms of it was really muddy. Those are the best football games. It is so sad seeing dome stadiums be built for NFL teams. And it's again, Texas, I get it. Nobody wants to be outside in a stadium in scorching heat in early October or, hell, September in Texas. Nobody wants that. But if you're somewhere, again, like New York, like Minnesota, Wisconsin, play outdoors. Come on. Play outdoors. We don't need you to be indoors. Or have one of those stadiums where, the roof retracts and all that, and in the summertime you have it closed, and then the rest of the time you have it open. Either one of those is fine, but yeah. So the Panthers are looking to get the ball back here. We've got 3 minutes left, and they're having to use a holder because of the wind. Love to see that. Return is up to the 10, 15, the 20, 25, and he's going to be down at about the 27-yard line right there for the Panthers. Again, showing this overall 5-4. Again, one more win. They break their win total from last year, which you do love to see. 4-1 in their last 5. Again, their one loss was when Bryce wasn't playing. Granted, Dalton did get hurt, I'm pretty sure, in that game, but, it is what it is. So let's see, 7-3. Panthers, 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. First drive took a ton of time off the clock. We'll see what this one does. Bryce is under center. Everybody lined up really close to him. Rico in the backfield. And they snap it. They hand it off to Rico. Cuts in the middle. And he breaks through the first lane. And he keeps going. He gets the first down. Gets to the 43-yard line. That if he didn't stumble there, he may have been able to break a really long one. But still, really solid first down rush to get a first down. And then some. Really good play for Rico. Was it, man, if you had Rico Dowdle on your fantasy team, man, you've been eating well the last few weeks. I mean, really. It's got to be nice if you had him. Ball is snapped. They immediately hand it off again to Rico, and they get about 2 yards. Not a fan of that quick snap there. Like I said, you already had a super long drive. I don't like the decision to do a quick snap there. So, yeah. Hometown of Asheville. AC Reynolds High School. South Carolina. It was on the Cowboys. The Cowboys tried to act like he was going to be this super great player. Played, and now this year he's actually looking like a great player, which is great. 2nd and 9 for the Panthers. Rico is right behind Bryce in shotgun. 3 receivers out to the right on the Panthers. Tight end to the left. Ball is snapped. They hand it off once again. Dowdle cuts inside and he gets about 5-ish yards. Going to be about either a long 3rd and 4 or it's going to be a long 3rd and 5-ish, short 3rd and 5-ish around there. Calling it 3rd and 6, but they're giving a pretty bad spot there. Already got 32 yards in the day on 8 rushes, really solid, 4 yards a carry. Not the most insane in the world, but still really solid. And he's got a touchdown, obviously. So let's see what they can do here. Again, this is arguable 4-down territory, depending if they get like 4 yards. If this becomes like 4th and 2, this is 4-down territory at this position in the field. Basically, if they get to the 50-yard line, you go for it on 4th down. But they might throw it here. 3 receivers down on the bottom, 1 to the top, and then running back right next to Bryce. Quick throw, and he gets, once again, tipped at the line of scrimmage when he throws it. That's the 2nd time they're going to be forced to punt it here. Really do hate to see that one again. It's the issue with Bryce Young. You got a short quarterback. It's a lot easier to tip those balls at the line of scrimmage. Let's see this replay again. Yep, just immediately hit right off the top. So, it is what it is. Saints are going to get the ball back. Just under a minute left in the first quarter. Hopefully this is a good punt. Hopefully pin him within the 20. Maybe the within 10 would be really nice. Let's see. Ball is snapped. Punt is up, and it is going to be initially returned. Oh, it bounces, and nice punt. It went out of bounds at about the 1.5, 2-yard line. Beautiful punt right there. Very similar to the one we saw on Thursday, where it bounced and just kind of bounced to the right instead of just, bouncing in a normal direction. Really lucky bounce right there. Great one. Showing the Army here. Obviously, again, Veterans Day is tomorrow, so if you have any veterans in your family, make sure to call them tomorrow. So remember that one. Justin Jefferson back there. Okay. Ooh, we got a kick return touchdown in the Jets game, it looks like. Manangai scores again for the Bears. Malik Washington. Wow, the Dolphins have a lead. I wonder how long that's going to last. But hey, a lead's still a lead. Let's see. Can I pull up my fantasy team from here? Yes, I can. Oh, my percentage odds of winning are going up a bit. I need Jennings to do more. But hey, we already got 7.5 points from Jawan Johnson. That's insane. We will gladly take that one. Oh, and Xavier Legette's got nothing. Love to see that one. Mason's got nothing right now. That's good to see as well. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky, pull off a random W in fantasy. Keep the season alive, because like I said, it ain't looking too good. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Refresh this. Channel content. Go back there. Live. There we go. Loading. And again, we should be getting the AP odds during this. So that'd be nice to pull up once those do come out. Let's see. Maybe they have... No, I'm pretty sure it's like always about 2 o'clock, I believe. Yep, still haven't come out yet, naturally. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what moves. Again, I think the top 3 stays the same. I don't think they're going to... Like, A&M might move above Indiana. I could see them doing that in the AP poll. BYU's probably falling to like 14 or 15 because of how bad they lost. Virginia's going down a decent amount. It'll be interesting to see. Notre Dame might move up to the top 8. I don't know. No, probably not. No, because none of those teams lost. So Notre Dame probably moves up to 9. Tech moves up to 8. They might even put them at 7 over Ole Miss, maybe even over Oregon. But, they hate the Big 12, so probably not. But, yeah. I will say the college football season this year has been great. I mean, the fact that, like, the ACC is so wide open. Like a 3-loss SMU team has a very legitimate chance to make the playoffs. And Miami doesn't. Miami's eliminated. But you got a lot of ACC teams, especially because Virginia lost. You've got a lot of teams that could legitimately make that game. Duke is still alive in that race. It's wild. Like the Big 12, you have a couple. Like even though Utah's highly ranked for some weird reason, they're not making the playoffs because like they'd have to get unfathomably lucky to make the Big 12 championship game. And they don't have any big opponents left, so they're kind of screwed. But let's see what the Saints do. Backed up in their own end zone, the 2-yard line. Drop back to throw. Quick throw to the left, and it is a way overthrow. That was a Boverthrow type of pass right there. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. I do like the decision to throw it there. Bit more of a shocking play, but, you know, you can't throw it that high over your receiver that is not Megatron, and even Megatron couldn't have reached that one. So let's see this. Again, 12-mile-per-hour wind, so, again, it's a windier day here. Kamara is in the backfield with Shuck. He is under center. Looks like an obvious run formation. Maybe they do some sort of quick pass, play action. Let's see. Ball is snapped. They do hand it off. Kamara gets a really wide open hole and gets about 7 yards in the play right there. I know the Panthers are up. It is great to see. We should win this game. It's against the Saints, but you never know with how the Panthers are this year. I mean, that last drive was rough, but hopefully they do something good. If the Saints get a first down here, hopefully it's a throw to Juwan Jennings, so I can have a chance at winning this week in fantasy. But we'll see. Nope. In shotgun once again. Looks like Shuck's in the backfield by himself. He's got 3 receivers lined up to a bunch to the right, motioning one of them to the left. Top of your screen now. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Gets rushed. Oh, that's gonna be a safety. Or yeah, that should be a safety. He threw that straight down. Are they really calling him a receiver? That's a pretty generous call, I think. Unless they're calling, I think Jennings was there, unless they're counting him as a running back or receiver, then that was almost safety. I mean, he was unblocked and rushed right onto him. No fantasy wins today. Well, let me see. Who are you playing against? Let's see. Nope. The goated team. Oh, ooh. Well, I mean, hey, he's got Joe Flacco as a starting quarterback despite him having a bye. If he doesn't change that, you've got a good shot, but that's what's important, is if that happens. Oh, Chris Olave, yikes. Brees Hall at 0.1 points, so Jackson Dart at 1 point. I mean, it's early, but still, it ain't what you want to see. Woody Marks, the bench, Trevor Lawrence, yikes. Tyler Algier, man. Yeah, you got unlucky not starting Algier because I don't think anyone expected him to take all the touchdowns. I mean, I don't think anyone expected that. I mean, I am really interested in what these AP rankings are going to be this week, though. Like, I'm kind of aggravated they got to wait like another 25 minutes to see them. Because of how, like, there weren't many upsets, but the ones that happened really do affect the rankings a lot. Again, seeing Virginia lose was, I mean, I watched that. It was like, wow, they actually lost. Because that's such a big deal because they were undefeated in the ACC. Now it's like a big question because they were essentially like as close to a given champion. Obviously, Louisville's right there as possible. But with them losing, it opens the door for, you know, Duke opens the door for SMU to make the playoffs, which SMU making it again and making it as a 3-loss team would be hilarious. So since we're going to punt it here, maybe we can get a block. Be pretty cool. The punt is up, not even close to a block. Hopefully we get a good return or a bad punt. Punt is really solid punt all the way back to the 34. It gets to the 40, gets to the 45, and gets tackled about the 48-yard line. So a solid return, but a really solid punt. I mean, that was a solid, like, 60-yard deep punt right there. Showing the Panthers running backs. Yeah, Chuba. As soon as he got paid, he just wasn't the same, which, of course it is, but yeah. If the Bucks lose and you win it to tie for first, it really is wild how just wild the season of the Panthers. I mean, getting that win last week, like I said in my members video, I talked about, like, if we could somehow split the game between, like, because the Packers, Rams, and Bills were, like, the big 3 matchups. If we somehow win 2 of those games, there's a legit shot to make the playoffs. Ball is thrown to the left. It is going to be incomplete. McMillan could have gotten that one. That would have been an insane catch. Remember, we play the Bucs twice. So if we somehow sweep the Bucs, we're almost a guaranteed playoff team. Except I just don't think it's going to happen. Because they're showing the... Why are they showing this now? The Ibuka touchdown was like 15, 20 minutes ago. But they're just showing it now. But as I was saying before that, if we somehow sweep the Buccaneers, it's going to be huge for us. Oh, okay, technically not, because the Bucs have had their bye week already. So if they lose, they'll still have us beat by, being like 6-3 versus 6-4. But the point still stands. We just have to win out against the Saints and the Buccaneers. That's really what matters the most. Panthers run it. It's gonna be about a 1 yard gain. Gonna be about 3rd and 9 here. Hopefully we can get a first down. I mean, we got great field position. If we have to end up punting it again, it'll suck. Looks like there's somebody down on the ground. Maybe. It seemed like somebody was down, but they're not showing anything. Oh, there is. Yeah, Panther player is down right now. Tight end. Yikes. But standings. Look in the standings real quick. Again, the Patriots, big game if they win. They just keep that lead. Because, again, another one of those of the bye week was a big deal. But if they can keep winning, put pressure on the Bills. Steelers, man, it's hilarious that the Ravens are actually getting close to them. The Colts getting that win today was massive. The Broncos are... I saw MMG's hot take video, and it's so true. The Broncos this year are a lot like the Vikings from, like, last year to an extent, but really a couple years ago. Like, you remember the Kirk Cousins Vikings? The Kirk Cousins Vikings from a couple years ago? This Broncos team feels very similar to them. They're not winning games. They're just getting wins. Like, they're playing awful. Probably going to be a free wild card exit. It really does feel like they could be, but yeah. Darius Slayton one-handed catch. That's wild to see. But we'll see. And then the MVP race, I mean, look, I do not understand how Allen and Mahomes are favorites. Like, I get it. It's because they're the big-name quarterbacks. But, like, dude, neither one of them has any argument for MVP in my book. Drake May, much better than even Baker, to an extent, does. Like I said, the loser of this game's kind of screwed. Jonathan Taylor has a great argument for it, but, like, Mahomes or Allen? Really? Like, come on, man. Come on. The Aggies. Good old A&M, man. That team is so good. Speaking of MVP or Heisman, man, how the hell is Julian Saying tied for the favorite for the Heisman? Like, dude, nobody was talking about Will Howard being a Heisman last year, and he's basically the same quarterback. Mendoza deserves it more, even though another struggled. I mean, Marcel Reed, right? I believe that's who it is has been great for A&M. Like, Julian Saying, like, come on, man. No disrespect, but, like, disrespectfully, he ain't that guy. You know what I mean? Like, Heisman? Really? Julian Saying? I don't know about that one. I really don't. Though, I mean, the Heisman race this year is definitely weird because there's not really anyone who's, like, that great. Like, last year you had Gene T and Travis who were just incredible. Then you've had other seasons where you have a quarterback that was incredible. There's no real insanely good quarterback, running back, or wide receiver this year for college football. But Julian Saying, man, that ain't it. Panthers are in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the top of your screen. Running back to the left of Bryce, 3rd and 9 at midfield. Looks like they're calling an audible here. Really got to get to about the 45 to go for it on 4th down. Ball is snapped. Bryce gets pressured. He's rolling out to his... Dude, Bryce Young. Oh, my God. Bryce Young takes the sack, doesn't throw it away, and they're going to be forced to punt. Hopefully we get another really solid punt again, play the field position battle. We'll see. Syracuse season's over. Yeah, didn't you guys lose to UNC? I think I watched that game. Because, man, UNC, man, what a team. I was thinking about going to the UNC-NC State game later this year, and I looked at tickets, and I'm like, $150 for, like, top seats. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, $150 can get you, like, decent Panthers tickets. Can get you really good Hurricanes tickets. Like, I'm good. Agreed in the Heisman race. Yeah, the Heisman race is just, it's so weird this year. It's like we're spoiled from the last few years, because the last few years, like, you had Devontae Smith's incredible campaign. You had Jaden Daniels pulling up that just absurd stat line, but then this year it's like, the return is up to the 25-yard line, and he gets tackled there. Whereas this year, it kind of feels like, to me, it feels like if Indiana or A&M does finish undefeated as the conference winner, they're going to get the Heisman. And if not, maybe Simpson. maybe, like, it's going to be Simpson or Sayin. I hope not. It feels like if Indiana or A&M wins their conference, just period, they're going to get the Heisman. If not, you know what I mean? That's kind of what it feels like. Because Mendoza and Reed and him are just, to me, they're clearly the two best quarterbacks in regards to, like, a Heisman race. Because, I mean, let's see, DraftKings Heisman odds. Let's see, what are the odds right now? DraftKings has Julian Sayin at 180, Mendoza at 185, Simpson at 390, Reed at, wow, Marcel Reed at 700 is wild. They got Diego Pavia at 4th. 5th. That's also kind of shocking, but yeah. They hand it off to Kamara, who gets about 3 yards on the carry. But, yeah, the Heisman race, man. Oh, I forgot to turn this off. I completely forgot about that one, but yeah. Yeah, Julian Sayin being the favorite over Mendoza. I don't know about that. Like, Ohio State, man, it's like they got so much hype for that team, and just, yeah. MVP race, the MVP race this year is really good. Because, like, it's a legitimate question who's MVP. Because you can make a case for a lot of guys outside of Allen and Mahomes, no idea how they're in the race, but, like, you've got a lot of quarterbacks that are still in it. I mean, hell, some people would even say, I know people who think Darnold should get MVP. Like, there's a lot of arguments for people because of just how well they are. They hand the ball off to Kamara, who gets to about the 31-yard line that might count it, so yeah. Jackson, Dart, touchdown. Hey, you gotta love that for your fantasy team. But, like, I mean, you've got Jonathan Taylor's a legit candidate. JSN's a legitimate candidate. Matt Stafford is my personal MVP right now at Stafford, though I'd probably put Taylor second, my MVP power rankings. And then you've got Drake May has been just really good this year as well. Nobody in the Broncos. I mean, you got a lot of guys up there. He's throwing to Bo Nix's brother. That's about it. Yeah, outside of Ibuka, I mean, that team is so injured. It's hilarious. They hand it off, cuts to the right, gets to about the 35-yard line. And that might be counted as a first down. It's close, but should be a first down. I'd probably put Mayfield 3rd or 4th. The only issue is that it is true. That Lions game really does hurt because it's like you still got to have those big wins. And it's like why like the Mayfield versus May game today is so big because whoever loses that game, I just can't see them winning MVP. You know what I mean? Like I just can't see either one winning it if they lose. So that's a big deal in the game right now is whoever wins that game is definitely going to be still in that MVP race. Whoever loses is probably eliminated. And I would say that's my third. Third in my MVP ranking is whoever wins the Buccaneers-Patriots game today. They hand it off, and it's about a 2-yard gain. They did call it 4th down, but they got the first down on that 4th down. Unless, like, both quarterbacks absolutely suck today, or, like, one of them throws, like, 3 interceptions, they win because they're running back. Whoever wins that game is third in my MVP power rankings. Then 4th, no idea who I'd put it for. But that's what I would say. Handing the ball off to Taysom Hill. I love that they're listing him as a tight end now. Just because, like, the emergency QB and all that. Saints are under center. Running back to behind him. They hand it off to Kamara, who cuts inside, and he gets tackled immediately for a 2-yard loss. Great play by the Panthers defense. Love to see that one. Need this to be a low-scoring game. I need him to throw the ball to Juwan Jennings a bit more. Need Juwan Jennings to get the ball. Need him for the fantasy team, maybe. Because Jordan Mason's got negative 0.1. Love to see that. But granted, I need more points on my guys. Jennings has 0.5. Yikes. I don't know why Keon Coleman is on my roster. He's useless. Dude, I felt like that about Sean Tucker. Like, I had him when everybody's getting hurt, and like the 1 week I benched him, he ended up being good, and the rest of the time he was, like, not good. And I'm like, come on. 2nd and 11 for the Saints. Are in shotgun. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Looks to the right. Runs up in the pocket. He's going to run for it. He gets about 4 yards before he slides. They should call him down at about the 30, or about the 41, or the 39, I mean, but we'll see. Under 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Again, really, really fast opening drive, and then since then, much slower paced game. Guess what I was not a fan of the Panthers going fast in that one drive, but yeah. All my receivers are off and on. Hey, Alec Pierce, man, he has been a godsend on my team. He has boomed all but like 1 week that he's been healthy. That's how good he's been for me. Saints are in shotgun. Ball is snapped. Look over the middle of the field. Throws it to the deep right. It is going to be caught. Touchdown Saints to Chris Olave, I believe. Chris Olave with the big touchdown. And with that, I'm not playing. I think that's for you, right? Massive touchdown right there for him. Insanely good throw. Love to see that one. They're showing the Jackson Dart touchdown. Massive. Svesh got a goal. Love to see that one. Kyle Williams, 72-yard touchdown for them. Wow. Yep, Chris Olave just had a massive touchdown. Kick is up, and the Panthers are losing. It is 10-7 Saints with 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in the quarter. Man, if the Panthers lose this game, oh my God. If they go from beating the Packers to losing to the Saints, yikes. 13 points on my board. That's a massive play for him right there. But yeah, I mean, Alec Pierce has been a great addition to my team. I say addition like I didn't pick him in the really early because I just knew. Like I remember last year when I had him on my team, it was literally he either boomed or bust. There was never like he played okay. It was always he either did insanely good or insanely bad. And this year, obviously, with the whole him needing to get his contract, Daniel Jones, I know was a question mark, but I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna do it. And then obviously they got rid of Adonai Mitchell, and it just helped even more. I mean, he's been getting up and up in the average roster. Like, he really should be rostered by, 50% of people. Because, I mean, his he didn't boom officially today. I guess he missed it by about 1 point. It looks like, but... I mean, he's been just really, really great this year. I mean, he missed 2 games. His first game, he got 4.6. In Week 6, he got 6.8. He had 8.9 in Week 8. Every other one, he's had 10. In fact, the last 4 weeks, he's gotten 14 or better in all but 1 game. I mean, he's been having his best season. You know, Alec Pierce, the guy that's on the jersey back there, that is not super visible on the camera. That guy right there, that Alec Pierce fella. So, love seeing my guy do well. And then, obviously, speaking about my guys, Josh Wiley, you know, it was... While for most people, it was only awful, the one silver lining of Tucker Kraft going down is it meant that Josh Wiley was getting promoted. So he's going to be active today, which is what you love to see. So maybe he gets some legit playing time. That'd be great, but we'll see. So we'll see. That's what I do love to see, though. Love to see Wiley being up there, being able to play today. Because I believe they're playing today, right? It's just not right now. Scores. Packers. Are they in a bye week? Yeah, Monday Night Football. Okay, so yeah, we get to see Wiley. Love to see that, but yeah. A tale of 2 teams. Yeah, this Panthers team kind of is. Yeah, it is. It's just... The Panthers, man, it's like as soon as you get hope for them, they do something like this. I mean, this should be an easy win, and I guess that might be a trap game for him. But, yeah, because, I mean, like, for Panthers fans, we've seen this happen too many times where the team has a really good record, and then, snap of the fingers, they just lose the rest of the season. It happened Cam's last year. Happened with Kyle Allen. The return is to the 35, and he goes down about the 37-yard line. So, if they lose this game, if you're a Panthers fan, you're legitimately thinking, okay, so we're finishing the season 5-12. That's legitimately what you're thinking if they lose this game. Because that would be so Carolina Panthers for them to do that. We'll see. Daniel Jones is not winning MVP. Yeah, that game today really solidified that. It solidified he is not as good as Jonathan Taylor. There's a clear MVP on that team, and it ain't Daniel Jones. Ollie Gordon, yeah. I don't know if he is. Let's see. The Panthers really need to score here. You can't have a third straight drive that you just do nothing with. Bryce is in shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Motioning receiver to the right as well. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Looks to the right. Quick throw. It's going to be at the 40. Tries to make a cut. Only gets about an extra yard. So it's about a 3-4 yard gain right there. Xavier Legette is still missing. I can't find him. It's a shame. They might need to put out an APB or whatever for him. But yeah. A third kick or punt return. My goodness. 2nd and 6 for the Panthers. I mean, hey, it's like that week with the blocked kicks. You had one, then you had another one, then you had another one. Maybe it's like that this time. 2nd and 6. Panthers in a weird formation here. 2 receivers up top, 1 below, 2 guys behind Bryce. Motioning one from the left to the right. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Rico gets about 4 yards. They could give him really solid, but I think it's probably about a 4-yard gain. That should be about 3rd and 2. And one by Jacksonville, which benefits me. Let me scroll up from a skill. Okay, Alec J in the cold. Mark Schlereth. A lot of Mark Schlereth calls literally like every Panthers game. It's either him or Olsen. I think they've literally covered like all but maybe 1 or 2 of them. 3rd and 3 for the Panthers. 3 receivers line up top. 1 at the bottom. Running back right next to Bryce to his right. Ball is snapped. Quick throw. Bryce whiffs on the throw. It did hit McMillan's hand, so as the saying goes, you have 2 hands on the ball, you should catch it. But it was definitely an overthrow by Bryce. And they're going to punt it again. If I was a fan there, I'd start booing. Oh, okay, you know what? Replay. That's kind of on tap. That wasn't, like, super out of reach. Like, that wasn't him having to, like, extend this far. It's, like, this far. So, like, he had to extend, but it's not like he had to go all the way out. That's on McMillan more than it is Bryce. Bryce still should have thrown a better pass, but that's on McMillan. He should have caught that. Punt is up, and it's going to be fair caught up at the 9-yard line. Don't say that. I need a Jawan Jennings touchdown. Oh, man, I hate seeing this. They're showing Marshawn Nealon on the Jumbotron right now. This is one of those stories that's going to have something come out probably soon. But that was awful to hear. Like, waking up and going on Twitter, and the first thing you see is, like, a current player who just scored his first career touchdown, killed himself. That was awful to hear. And then, like, a couple days later, you have, like, news of, like, that chick that killed Kyrie Jackson and his, like, 2 friends getting, like, not officially sentenced, but 3 to 15 years of prison time, with the estimated prison time being 3 years for killing 3 people. It's, like, awful story after awful story. Like, seriously. Like, I think I've talked about this on the stream before. Like, if you do something like drunk driving and you kill somebody, legitimately, I think that's arguably worse than, like, first-degree murder. Like, when what he did is going to be out, it's like, it's bad. It's bad. I mean, like, it is so easy to tell when you are drunk. It is so easy. Like, I don't drink often, but, like, the times that I have, I can tell when I'm drunk and be like, yeah, I should not get behind the wheel, versus, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Like, it's like the joke, right? You've never had 2 beers, but, like, if you actually have, like, 2 beers, but they're a specific beer, like, depending on you, because it's different for every person, you can be fine. But, like, you know when you're not mentally there. As much as people might try to say they don't, you do. It's very obvious. And to go behind the wheel and go drive, punishment should be so severe for it. But yeah, it's the society we live in, you know. It's not that bad, you know. Those people in New York that, you know, got caught having some, like, meth on them, like, yeah, you gotta put those guys away for life. But, oh, you got behind the wheel after you had, like, 6 shots of vodka, oh, you're fine, you know. Just go to rehab for a couple months. Shuck drops back to throw. Throws it deep over the middle. Incomplete. That was almost a Nick Castellanos home run type of play right there. But, incomplete pass. But Myles Garrett should have been banned indefinitely for the Mason Rudolph thing. Okay, quick funny story until the play happens. I was watching a Knicks-Mavericks game. I'm a big Luka fan. My favorite player in the league. I was watching that game. We turned it off because it was a blowout and put on the Thursday Night Football game. Within 4 plays, that happened. I was like, it's like the thumbnail face that people do. Like, you couldn't believe that was happening live. That he ripped the dude's helmet off, it swung it at him. Quick little screen, dump off pass to Kamara, who gets inside, gets a nice gain up to the 30, and goes down at about the 35-yard line. Massive gain. But I remember putting that game on and just, like, literally 4 plays after turning it on from the Mavs-Knicks game. And seeing that happen was insane. And it is wild that he really didn't get that much of a punishment for it. That was an insane insane thing to watch live. Pass is thrown. It's a bit overthrown to the tight end. Incomplete pass. Going to be 2nd and 10 for the Saints. That was a play. That was a moment right there. That Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph incident. That was a moment right there. That's one of those that if you did watch that live, you're not forgetting that one. 2nd and 10 for the Saints. Under center. One receiver a bit far down. Everyone else pretty much close to the big... Oh, hand it off. It's about a 5-yard gain for the Saints. Never mind the Jaguars defense. As soon as you give praise, like me with the Panthers defense earlier, I think before you joined, I was talking about that, and then as soon as it already happened. Team with this offense. Wow, the Browns, yikes. What a game. 10-7, 3rd and 5. Let's see what they can do here. Tyler Shuck, 3rd and 5. Pressure scenario. 6.5 minutes left in the quarter or in the half. So far, he's 2 of 4 for 114. Looks to the left. Throws over the middle to Taysom Hill. And he drops it. Taysom. He just dropped a wide open pass that was right to his chest. Really bad drop by Taysom right there. Going to force him to punt now. Bad play by the Saints offense, right? Or not by the offense, by Taysom Hill specifically. Yikes, that looked even worse in the replay. Panthers get lucky there. Can't believe the Panthers are losing to the Saints in 2025. This is bad. They gotta get some points in this drive. Well, let's see what happens here at the punt. Hopefully we get a good return. Hopefully it's not a great punt. Again, we saw some really bad punts on Thursday night. We saw some really good ones, though, too. Punt is up, and it is going to be all the way back at the 7-yard line. Returns to the left. He evades a tackle. Oh, he gets tripped up. It's going to be about a 4-yard return. But the Giants also lost to the same team, the Giants. The Giants are an enigma right there. I mean, that team was healthy. They'd actually be like a legitimately solid team. Like, if you actually had Neighbors and Scatterboo healthy, they'd be a solid team. It's a shame that we lost them. You know, they should wear like the I don't remember who it was, but I know somebody in some sport, I think it was football, wore like a shirt that, yeah, it was like when Kirk Cousins got hurt or something, they acted like he died or something with the shirts they wore, but yeah. Should we get an AP poll soon? That'd be nice to see. I know that CFP rankings came out, but I think the AP one is still the one, you know, I think is better overall, but I think it'll be interesting to see who's the number 1 group of 5 team. I think James Madison is a really good shot at making the college football playoff. I think at the end of the day, it's going to happen to 5 teams. With that being said, I think JMU should probably be the team leading right now that Memphis lost. Like USF, Tulane, Memphis, they're all too Jekyll and Hyde. They'll just be really good one week, and they'll get the most random loss in an upset out of nowhere. It's like whenever they have hype, they just die, whereas JMU is just sitting there with their one loss. I think they should be the group of 5 team right now, personally. But we'll see what the voters do. The voters, you know, seemingly hate James Madison this year, so we'll see. But yeah. And the fact we're down to 3 undefeated teams is another thing. Obviously, BYU losing means we're down to 3 undefeated teams, A&M, Indiana, and Ohio State. And the SEC bias, you know, that Desmond Howard clip, if you saw it, was really bad, where he tried to act like the win against LSU for A&M was like this incredible win. And it's like, dude, you beat a team with a coach that just got fired because of that loss. Like, that was wild. And that Indiana game, if you saw that catch that was made at the end of that game, NFL or college football, that's probably catch of the year. The fact that he caught that and probably would have been good in the NFL. I think he was able to touch the blades of grass. That was an unfathomable catch in an insanely pressured scenario. Wild play. But yeah. Tom Brady. These Tom Brady ads, man. Rams, Niners. Hopefully that game lives up to the hype. This game should be a good one. Hopefully the Rams win. I want to see the Rams win. I want to see Stafford throw 6 touchdown passes. Just, you know, get him in that MVP conversation. He got his ring finally. Now he needs to get his MVP trophy. Panthers under center right now. Ball is snapped. They hand it off to Rico, who gets about a yard on the play right there. I would love to see it. I'd be fully down for another Rams bandwagon. I've bandwagoned that team multiple times, and every time it's been fun. They're just such a likable team in my book. You have a really likable, fun coach in McVay. You've got the most likable quarterback I'd say in all football with Matt Stafford. Because it's like people hating on him. It's like respectfully, he's better all time than Russell Wilson. Whoa, I know, hot take. And it's like people act like Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer. Like, dude, Stafford's better than him. So yeah, just saying. In shotgun right now, Rico to the left of Bryce. Looks to the middle of the field. Rolls it to his left. He gets pressured. He gets sacked in really bad pass blocking right there. Cam Jordan, the old man, was able to get right to him, get the sack. Massive play for the Saints defense. Not good for the Panthers offense. They really need to get some points on the board. They got one really great touchdown drive, and it's been nothing since. In a lot of ways, it's like UNC's first game against TCU this year. Really good opening drive, and nothing the rest of the game. I mean, Jordan was completely just unblocked right there. 79 missed his mark right there. Really bad one right there. 3rd and 18. Hopefully they don't just do a dump off screen. Just go for it. You need to get something here. I mean, I get you don't want to be super far back in the end zone, but yeah. They're running 5 wide, 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 2 to the top, ball is snapped. They throw right over the middle. It's only about a 5-yard gain, but they're going to get an extra 5 yards after that in the yak. So it's going to be about a 10-yard gain, but obviously 4th and 8, and where you are, you're going to punt this ball, obviously. Just another really bad drive for the Panthers. Not what you want to see whatsoever. Let's see. New rankings. Yes, the new rankings have come out, it looks like. Posts. New college. We moved up 3 spots. Yes, sir. Punt is up. It is going. Wow, it's a great punt. All the way back to the 25-yard line. Goes to the right. And he gets tackled. Oh, they might lose more yard. Oh, no. Okay, got back. It's to the 25-yard line. Love to see it. The Bearcats move up to 22. We moved up 4. Yeah, we moved up 1, 2. We moved up 3 spots during a bye week. That's insane. JMU. What did I say? What did I just say? James Madison University moves up to 24. They are above South Florida at 25. Louisville's at 19. Wait, did they lose? I thought they won last week or yesterday. Did they also lose? Did they? I thought they won. Oh, they did lose. I forgot about that. I watched that game. Oh, wow. Receiving team holding. They're going to lose another 10 yards right there. So that's good. BYU only fell to 12. I'm shocked by that. Texas Tech moved up. Well, Ole Miss moved up to 6. Tech moved up to 8. Notre Dame 9. Texas 10. Oklahoma 11. Somehow. Utah 15. Georgia Tech 14. Vanderbilt 13. Miami moving up. Miami is the highest ranked AAC team or the ACC team right now. No, Georgia Tech is. And Miami has this much of a chance to make the playoffs. Like, that's hilarious. Miami being that high ranked, despite the fact that there is no physical way for them to make the playoffs pretty much, is hilarious. But Cincinnati moved up. Love to see that. Pitt is being ranked. Not shocked. They actually deserve it. James Madison, baby. What did I just say? James Madison. Deserve to be up there, so yeah. Love seeing that. I'm just shocked we moved up 3 spots. I'm not upset about it. I'm just shocked we moved up. Like I said, again, those teams that did lose at the bottom are, yikes. But James Madison University, they deserve to be the highest one right there. So, yeah. Okay, now let's go back over here. Dolphins using everybody but only Gordon. Guardians pitchers might have jail time. Yeah, that Guardians story was a rough one. That's for sure. Jerry Jeudy with a touchdown. Wow, the Jets-Browns game is becoming a fun game out of nowhere. James Madison. Number 24. Love to see it. Where Iowa at? Bro, people hating on Indiana acting like they don't deserve to be that high. Come on. And we're number 22 in the coaches poll. Love to see it. Got to get this win against Arizona, though. That's what matters. We play Arizona this upcoming week. We got to get that W. Again, the BYU game is obviously going to be massive, but we need to beat Arizona. We got to take it 1 week at a time. And if we don't, we're cooked. But we still control our own destiny to make the playoffs. Just got to win out. We make it to the conference championship game. And we got to beat probably Texas Tech in that championship game. Could be BYU. You never know if a team gets upset, but we'll see. Well, it'll be interesting, but yeah. Honestly, not bad rankings. I'm shocked they're actually solid, aside from Miami. Again, I think Miami being ranked as high as they are is hilarious. That team does not deserve to be that high. Like, Miami has 2 losses that are rough, yeah. What is this Miami versus Bills game? Let me see. I have... Buffalo, what are you doing? You know what? I'm actually okay with this because you know what that means? That means that all this Josh Allen MVP talk is going to go away. Like, respectfully, he is not that guy this year. He's good, but, like, he's been great, but he's not MVP. This game eliminates that. It means Drake May has a higher chance to do it, but yeah. 1st and 10 for the Saints with under 4 minutes left in the quarter, or in the half, I should say. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and it's about a 3-yard gain. I love that they're just not throwing the football. Even though they have 11 pass attempts, it feels like they're not throwing it all, but yeah. Bills selling finally. Texas A&M, number 3 in the rankings. Indiana, number 2. And then Ohio State, number 1. Could you imagine if they lose to Michigan again? I mean, it would be so funny if they lose to Michigan again. I would be so happy. It'd just be so funny if they lost to Michigan again. 2nd and 7 for the Saints. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Looks to the left. Looks to the middle of the field. Throws it to the right. It is caught for about a 3 or 2-yard gain for the check down. 3rd down now for the Saints. We've probably got one more drive for the Panthers if they can get a stop here. That'll probably be it. Giants cannot tackle. That seems to be an epidemic this weekend. It's just teams not being able to tackle whatsoever. Like, they'll have the freest, down, and they'll just miss the tackle or something. Or it'll just bounce off. 3rd and 6 for the Saints. I'm going to need a Jawan Jennings 5-yard catch that does not get a first down. Ball is snapped. Looks to the left side of the field. Looks to the right side of the field. Throws the dump off to the running back who gets the first down to the 30-yard line. Panthers defense, it's selling. It's selling a bit. Not what you want to see. 10-7 Saints over the Carolina. Panthers down. Oh. Another Panthers defender down. Stops the clock for the Saints. They can get another playoff before the 2-minute warning. I probably would get another playoff before the 2-minute warning just, to be fully safe. Because the Panthers get the ball with, 20 seconds left. They're not going to do anything with it. So, I do one more play and then just decide there if you want to call timeout before or after it. Canales is standing by him. He is not happy right now. The play that is. College, Ole Miss. Ole Miss, man, it's another team that I wouldn't be against bandwagoning in the college football as them. Just not Bama. Usually I'm a Georgia bandwagoner, but, I'm not really a fan of this Georgia team with Gunnar Stockton at quarterback. I'm just not a fan of them. But I would gladly bandwagon Ole Miss or A&M. Or Indiana. That's my bandwagon, but again, we got the Bearcats right now. Still alive in the playoff race. Saints are in shotgun. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, moving one of them to the top of your screen. Looking to be calling an audible. They should do a play here. I would call a play before the 2-minute warning. And they're not gonna. So we're going to 2-minute warning now. Bro, the Giants could be so good if they had coaching and be healthy. Yeah, if they just didn't have the most awful defensive coordinator in football, they would be good. I know Adam's been just messaging me every couple of days being like, dude, this dude is so ass, and it's so true. Their defensive coordinator is so bad. He is pitiful. But he still has a job because, he doesn't want to prove his former DC right. But it is what it is. Wow, that is such a nothing stat. I'm sorry, but Valverde becoming Madrid's top Uruguayan appearance maker, come on. It's not like he's breaking some massive person's record. It's not like if if you become the Croatian with the most amount of caps for them, that's a big deal. If you have more than Luka did. But yeah. Still hate they got rid of him. Milan is now doing good, and it's because you have Luka Modric on your team. And we could have kept him, and we didn't, because, we just hate him for some reason. Let him go because he's old, and we have young guys, but, he's still better than most other midfielders. He is the best midfielder of all time. I'm sorry, he just is. I mean, he just is, but it is what it is. It is what it is. People can hate on it, but you know what? During that stretch where only Ronaldo or Messi won the Ballon d'Or, There was one other guy that won the Ballon d'Or, and that was Luka. He has made he made Croatia into a worldwide powerhouse in soccer. That is insane to do that. So just saying. Bro's breaking like every age record. I mean, it's insane. So yeah. What is this? Okay. Better player, blah blah blah. And go back here. Close out those tabs. Go over here. There we go. Abdul Carter. He could use Abdul Carter. Yeah. Such a great pick, and it's done like nothing for him, just because again the defense was so bad. Like that prevent defense is like the biggest joke ever. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're talking about. I'm seeing them now. Guardians pitcher Emmanuel Clace and Luis Ortiz being indicted. Emmanuel Chase allegedly took bribes, $12,000 each. Really? That's all it took to bribe you, dude? Really? $12,000? Man, like they should go to jail. That's all it took to bribe him is $12,000. Really? Really? That's it? Okay. Ball snap, quick little pass out to the left, goes out of bounds for about a 4-yard gain. Shitty GM. You traded away A.J. Brown for Traylon Burks. Yikes. You fired your coach for no real reason. Basically traded away all your best players, didn't keep your best players. And then when you ended up sucking because you had no talent, you blamed your coach instead of the GM. So you fired him, hired the biggest joke in the NFL since Urban Meyer and Brian Callahan, a guy who never should have been hired at all. He had no qualifications, and he predictably sucked, and yeah. Passes caught by Kamara for about a 3-yard gain. I mean, remember, Brian Callahan was like the offensive coordinator for the Bengals. Like, you want to talk about a position that is almost meaningless? That's up there. You are the offensive coordinator on the Bengals. A team whose head coach, who isn't even a good head coach, is the guy that runs the offense, is who you hired as your head coach. You hired a young, inexperienced head coach who wasn't even a good coordinator because he, again, did nothing. And you're shocked he sucked as a head coach. Like, Shuck jumps up, he throws. It is going to be caught by Chris Olave for a really nice game, but there is a flag. I think this might be DPI right here, but we'll see. They're still walking over, so let's see. Defensive hands to the face. I think Ben Johnson went for every 4th down and made like 1. Why am I not shocked to hear that stat from Ben Johnson? I'm honestly not that shocked to hear that. Chris Olave with a catch. Well, speaking of scores, let's see. What are the scores right now? Buccaneers are beating the Patriots 10-7. Browns Jets is looking like game of the week somehow. Giants Bears is good. Wow, the Texans defense is finally folding. Deep shot is incomplete. That was definitely out of bounds for Vele. Definitely not a catch. Minute 4 seconds left. The Saints still have all 3 timeouts. It's impressive. It's important to note they have all 3 timeouts right now. Yeah, definitely out of bounds. They shouldn't even review it. That's pretty clear and obvious. I need you to throw the ball to Juwan Jennings. Come on. Get your tight end some love. You know. Throw it to him. Minute 4 seconds left. 10-7 Saints over the Carolina Panthers. They're about 6 yards away from field goal range. Motioning receiver from the bottom to the top of the screen. Ball snap. Looks to the right side of the field. Quick throw. It is caught for about a 4-yard gain to Chris Olave. Nope, I know your score is just going through the roof right there. 2 receptions for him for like 20-something yards, 30-something yards. Got to help out a lot. No timeouts being called. I actually like that for both teams. Panthers no reason really to do it. You're not going to get the ball back anyway. Saints are killing some time. I don't really like this decision. They should just run it here, make it an easier field goal. Yep, they hand the ball off. I like that call. They get about a yard. I would just kick the field goal, obviously. So, yeah. I do like that call to just run the ball there. I know you could have tried to get a first down, but it's not like you have like a minute left. Granted, you did kind of fumble your timeout usage. You really did. You should have called timeout earlier so you don't go all the way down there. I understand it was third down. You don't have the Panthers time with like 40 seconds left. But your defense has been killing them all day. I'm not a fan of that one. As long as you don't play prevent defense like morons, you're not going to, have anything happen. So, the Cleveland Guardians pitchers. Again, mark my words, I said it in that video, we are getting closer and closer to having the Black Sox scandal happen again. We're going to have like an NFL player who's going to do something. He's going to, purposely drop passes or something. You're going to have that happen. It's a guarantee. That's important to note. It's going to happen. Black Sox Part 2, baby. And I'm going to be so happy when it does happen. I'm going to be happy because it's going to be like the ultimate I told you so for they're going for it. They better be calling a timeout here. But it'll be the ultimate I told you so for anyone who said that this was a terrible decision to make gambling this big a focus. They're just going to call a timeout here. Surely they're not going for this, right? Yeah, they're calling a timeout here. But yeah. I mean, hey, maybe the World Series was fixed. You never know. Maybe, maybe there was a bribe here, a bribe there, and they were like, yeah, like that, the guy that was supposed to stop at third base who went for it for the home plate and ended up getting caught out. Maybe he took a bribe. You never know, right? It'll be interesting to see. It's going to happen. There's going to be more and more instances of it. It's going to be great when every time a player gets caught, it's going to be like another moment of like, why is anyone shocked about it? But we'll see. Hey, the Dodgers, the thing that fears them the most would be if deferred money wasn't allowed in a contract. That's their biggest fear. I mean, they got so much money in deferred. So much of their team salary is deferred money. That would scare them. A deferred salary ban, oh my God. They'd be terrified. I mean, the amount of money they're giving to like some of those Japs in like 10 years, yikes. Ball is snapped. Like, could you imagine having to pay a player that doesn't even play for your team anymore? Like, that's, and like a ton of money. I mean, you're talking about Bobby Bonilla Day, but on steroids. Offensive penalty. I don't know what they were doing there. They should have just kicked the field goal. That's some inexperience right there by Kellen Moore. Sometimes the basic decision is the right one. I don't know why you kept your offense out in the field to go for it. There was no purpose of doing that. You should just kick the field goal. Yes, it's a long kick, but again, it's not like you have a ton of time left in the clock. If you kick that field goal, once it's done, it's going to be like 20 seconds left. If your defense can't hold the Panthers from a field goal, worst case scenario, it's a tie game. Best case scenario, it's 13-7. Now you're punting it instead of kicking a field goal. Really poor coaching by Kellen Moore right there. You should have just kicked the field goal. It shows a lack of faith in your kicker as well, so yeah. And the kick is out of bounds. Panthers is probably going to kneel and send it at halftime. I think Aubrey and Justin Tucker Shane's in the same... Yeah, that was... Seeing Aubrey miss that kick hurt. Because if he makes that kick and ties the record, that would have been so funny, but it didn't. Wow, with no time remaining, Stephon Diggs catches a touchdown to give the Patriots the lead. Wow. And that's another touchdown for Drake. Drake May. Jonathan Taylor is still number 1 on trending. That's wild. Jonathan Taylor, let's see what real highest rating had the highest rated NFL game in real history. Find real history. What is this? Oh, it's just blah blah blah. Oh, it's the real sports. Okay, so like some random one, but yeah. 286 total yards, insane. Let's see, what are the comments of this one? Average shot of the Taylor performance. Saying touch pushing more than half attention. Come on. Yeah, people talking about this. Like, Jonathan Taylor's having an even better season than Saquon did last year. It's insane. He already has over 1,000 rushing yards. Let's see, what else is trending? Kyle Williams, Diggs, obviously Penix. Yikes. That's a yikes right there. Michael Penix. Young way coming up. Is he back on the Giants again, really? Panthers get a first down there, calling a timeout. I didn't even think they were going to do anything, honestly, but... And I misinputted. Go back over here. And let's see what the Panthers do here. Andy Dalton, the sideline, that red rifle. I mean, they're like nowhere near the field goal. It drills the gym. Like, I don't know what the Panthers are doing here. Like, you're all the way back here. I mean, you really think Bryce Young is going to throw a 50-yard Hail Mary? Like, I'm actually not fully against it, because the thing is, if you do throw a deep bomb and you do get, like, a pass interference, it can be helpful because you get a free play, but, like... And there's a flag. Gonna be a false start on the Panthers, I guess. Just trying to waste time for the sake of wasting time, apparently. Yep, false start. Back here. There we go. And heading into halftime finally. Let's see. What is the game on CBS? And I hit my light again. Oh, it's in halftime too. Yeah, I'm not watching the CBS halftime crew. I'm sorry, but like, dude, that's... Watching the CBS halftime crew when you have the Fox crew available is almost as bad as being told you have to rewatch that Thursday night football game from a couple days ago. Like, I'm sorry, but they're just not good. So... Yeah, we're gonna not watch it. And we're in halftime now. Gonna see the overall happenings. Fantasy team is looking bad again. It was looking good, but Jordan Addison, oh, they are playing, and he's just done nothing. That's great. Granted, Xavier Legette has also done nothing. But Addison having a really off day so far. Jennings has done virtually nothing all day. The Saints defense is actually doing okay, but again, Panthers score, it's bad. The Bills getting shut out really hurts. That hurts my projected there. Granted, also is great for Pinheiro. He's not doing anything today either, so that's good. Oh, wait, that's Pinheiro. Oh, it's San Francisco kicker. They still have his Carolina colors on here. But yeah, so. We'll see. We'll see how it ends up going. Look up stuff. The Giants are up. We just taken a knee for the Bears, down 3. The Giants are up. Hey, love to see that. Giants actually potentially getting a W. We'll see. That'd be definitely nice to see. Sacking quarterback. I mean, he's like not allowed to touch quarterback at all. Let's see. This is a penalty. Dude, I hate that rule too. The rule where like you can't like land on him is so stupid. Like, come on. Trending. Bills are number 2. Yes, that's halftime right there. You can tell the Bills are getting shut out by the Dolphins. That's great. Jalen Waddle has 4 receptions for 78 yards. That's a good stat line right there. Bills were the high bidder for Jalen Waddle. Also tried to get Quinn Williams. In both cases, the AFC East rivals said no. Oh, I just found this clip that I found the first time. Okay. Jackson Dart and Jordan Tyson next year. I will say the draft is definitely going to be pretty weird for the quarterbacks. I think the Jaguars are killing them. But that's going to be interesting, I think, because when you really think about it, it's like, again, Mendoza looks to be like the best quarterback, but it's not like he's an insane quarterback, you know, but like he's looking to be the best one, which is really awkward. So we'll see kind of how it goes, but yeah. Feels like it's going to be another one of those years where the quarterback group is just not great, and it just kind of is what it is. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's look this up. Search for this. Nope. Okay. 6'5" sub. Ain't no one want these QBs. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, like Julian, like, because I don't even know which one of these guys are super eligible, but it, it's like because I think part of the issue is becoming a lot like basketball in a really bad way. You kind of get viewed as not good because the fact you didn't just leave immediately, and now you have a lot of guys in this specific year that are guys who have been in college football for a bit. Like, again, Brendan Sorsby's been in college football for years. He's having the kind of season where you'd think he's a first-round pick, but, again, he's been in the league for a while. Ty Simpson has been with Bama for years in his first time starting. Mendoza, been on the team for years. And so it's like there's no real, like, huge hype kind of guy where it's like, okay, this quarterback has been really good for 2 years and now is coming out. Or like, oh, this dude just started his first year and is insane. Because I mean, people thought Arch Manning was going to be that, and Arch has been, like, hella mediocre this year. So it's like, you know... Baltimore losing to Minnesota. Showing the highlights with wow, a deep pass by Tua that wasn't terrible. That's actually pretty shocking. That's pretty shocking. 16-0 is hilarious. Bills fans, man, they're... Yikes. Showing the return touchdown for the Jaguars? Yes, they are. Tua MVP season, he says. Good old Tua Tagovailoa. Or have it that joke Trump pronunciation was, but like, come on. Harrison moves to the Rams. We had to see that today. Yeah, we lost John Parker Romo, and we gained the thicker kicker. Gotta love it. So we still got all those kickers. Again, Harvashek should be back. I don't know why they're still playing McManus. If he misses another kick, that'd be great. But we'll see. Looking at the list again, there's a bunch of kickers. Lakeil London had another good day today. I'm pretty sure Redmond's been having a really solid day. Lions having 3 different UFL players, which you love to see. Forgot CJ Brewer is playing for the Buccaneers right now. New post. Oh, my repost. I love when they show, like, the new post and just, like, me reposting something. The only thing I hate about Twitter is it's, like, so hard to actually find exactly what you're looking for in a lot of ways. It is what it is, though. But, yeah. Look. Also, those UFL prices are down. I did see that. I saw a lot of people talking about that in a positive way because like it looked good. Like obviously even because like some of the ones that looked expensive when you looked at it, it's like you got like food and drinks included, which like especially in today's time is like whoa, that's a big deal. And again, let's talk about the local marketing has already been significantly better, which is another big thing as well. Is that it's just been like, yes, the shot being pushed back to November 19th sucks. But seeing, these ticket prices be the way they are, seeing that they're actually doing local marketing are both just great things for sure. Like, let's see, the Orlando Storm tickets, $130 for the yellow. That is the Storm side of the field, the first few rows on the 10s. Now, $130 per game sounds like a decent amount, but it's club access, and it's all-inclusive food and beverage. Really good pricing. Same for the teal. The teal is right behind that. It's $125. You get it as well. Again, you get the all-inclusive stuff. Then you get all-inclusive food and beverage for the purple or lime green. Like, that's what you love to see, getting stuff like that. And then you can get light blue tickets for $10 each. That's what you're supposed to. $10 for the cheap tickets is what it should be. Love to see that. Even the $20 for the brown, really love to see that for ticket prices there. The Aviators, wow, where are the pixels on this image? Oh my god, whoever uploaded this literally used a potato. I'm seeing like $10 tickets there as well. Love to see it. The Kings ticket prices, again, $138 or $116 for really good seats, but it's a club level, and you get all-inclusive food and drinks. The standing only area, because it's the Kings being $12 each. Again, Beautiful. Love to see that. Just all great stuff. Tickets, yeah, $10 ticket. I mean, that's USFL pricing right there. I mean, that's the thing is like everybody talked about like the biggest issue the UFL had with attendance was the fact they didn't do USFL pricing with like cheap tickets, where like you have $10 tickets. Love seeing that. Under $20 a ticket should be absolutely a guarantee, and having the expensive ones for all inclusive food and drinks. I mean, to get a beer and like I don't know the same for every stadium, but the last stadium I went to was an amphitheater. And it was like $20 for just. It was like $30 for a regular soda and like chicken and fries, and a lot of places like that. So I mean, if you just get one meal or something, I mean, and a beer, it's gonna cost you like almost $40. So you're saving $40 like that. Love to see it. Yeah, it's just Louisville's gonna be the question one because you got a lot of standing room seats there. But like I said, I think that Columbus should be. My guesstimation right now is probably 10 to 12K, but I probably will because I'm not from Michigan. It's just like the Panthers, and like I said, I believe that the Panthers are going to move to Columbus, so that's probably going to be the team I root for until we get a team in Raleigh or the Panthers come back. That's going to be who I root for. It's probably the Aviators. I also really like their logo, and I like Ohio as an overall place. Like I said, when I went there to Canton, it was a great place. I really hope the championship game's in Columbus. I'd love to make the drive again. Like, the drive to Ohio is so much better than the drive to St. Louis. It's only a couple hour difference, but like the actual drive is just better. So I'd love that. Yeah. We should all go. I really do hope that a playoff game, I don't know about playoff game. Championship game though, as long as it's not in like Texas or St. Louis again. Like I hope it's in Audi or hope it's in Columbus. Louisville will be okay too. I wouldn't even be necessarily against Orlando, but you know, we'll have to wait and see about that. But yeah. A couple of new announcers. I wouldn't be super shocked to get new announcers, honestly, but again, I think the attendance for Columbus is going to be solid. Orlando, I think it's going to be okay. Like, I don't think Columbus will beat out what Michigan would have gotten, but it'll be close enough to where people aren't super pissed about it. You know what I mean? I think Orlando, if San Antonio does move there, probably does a bit less. But Louisville, basically I think that what the goal is going to be is that Louisville does good enough to where the difference from Memphis to Louisville offsets the negative difference that you're going to have from Michigan and San Antonio going to Orlando and Louisville. Not Louisville. Columbus. That's kind of how I feel that, because I don't feel like there's any way Columbus does better than what Michigan was going to have, because I think they're going to get 10 to 12K, which is still solid, but it's nowhere near as good as the Panthers had. And I don't think Orlando's going to get like 12K that San Antonio could have gotten. But I think if they're within like 4K and then Louisville does, 8,000, 9,000, it'll be really solid. So we'll see. I'd love to see Gus Johnson do UFL games. That'd be fun. That'd be see him and Joel Klatt do college football or do UFL games. Would love to see that one. The Browns, the Dylan Gabriel team. Shador who? Shador. Yikes. Bills 0 points against the Dolphins. You love to see it. Cooper Kupp is active. Cole Lavallo is currently playing for the Jets. That's another UFL guy right there. Love to see that. It's the Spain, international game Spain. I do hope that if the Bearcats don't make the playoffs, I really hope they have a bowl game. Let me say this. If it's the Pop-Tarts Bowl, that's different. But I hope it's a close bowl game. Like, within, like, a 7-hour drive, I'd make it. Now, if it's the Pop-Tarts Bowl, I may have to make that long drive. Because that if they make it, because I know, like, people were projecting that they have a good shot at making that game. I hope it's a close bowl game. But if it ends up being the Pop-Tarts Bowl, may have to make a trip to Orlando. Because that would be a fun game to go see. The Pop-Tarts Bowl in person, seeing the Bearcats. That'd be great. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the championship game. I don't know about that one. Oh, could get Chris Collinsworth. You could see like Bryce Perkins make a great play and be like, that looked a little Mahomey, or Tony Romo would do the same thing. That would be something else right there. Pop-Tarts Bowl. Pop-Tart Bowl. Because I believe that one is a Big 12 team. Yeah, it's a Big 12 and ACC team. That's why I was pretty assumed that would be that one. I don't think it's always been the Pop-Tarts Bowl, right? It was something else before that. Yeah, it was something else before that. Former names of the Cheez-It Bowl. Yeah, it became the Pop-Tart Bowl, and that's when it became a big deal. So, yeah. Return is going to be a decent one up to about the 43-yard line. The Saints do get the return, which sucks, but it is what it is. So, yeah. Oh, it was Iowa State. I thought that was Colorado that played in that game. Okay. Also, NBC and Prime's coverage with ESPN for NBA. I haven't really watched the NBA. I mean, I've watched more regular season basketball this year than I did all of last year, and that's because I watched one Lakers game. But, I don't know, like, inside the NBA is great, but regular ESPN crew is definitely weak, and I heard Prime has Dirk and some others, but yeah. Ball is snapped, they hand it off. It's going to be about a 3-yard gain for Kamara up to the 40-yard line. Tyler Shock already having a much better day than he had last week overall. 11 of 18 versus 15 of 24 last week. He has almost 20 more yards already this week compared to last week, and he's no interception. Maybe that changes, but we'll see. Let's see, they're in shotgun. Kamara is to his right in the backfield. 2 receivers line up to the left. Tight ends to the right. Ball is snapped. Fakes the handoff. Looks to the middle of the field. Looks to the left. Rolling to his right. Throws it deep to the right, and it is a bit overthrown. Incomplete pass. Oh, yeah, I mean, NBC was great for the USFL. It really is a shame that they weren't able to keep them, and that, the issue was golf. It would be nice to get them back. I still stand by it. I think the CW is a perfect network. I understand it's not a big network. It's not going to get the best ratings. And I do believe Nielsen ratings are done differently now, because I know there's a big thing with wrestling right now, with WWE and AEW. But CW is like the secondary sports league channel, Xfinity, NXT, college football. It would be great to have that on the network. I really think it would be a good fit. Maybe one game a week, have it be like the same time, like Friday Night Football for Fox. I'd love to see that one. Ball is snapped. Rolls to his left. Runs for it. Ooh, it's close. There is a flag. I think he's maybe half a yard short or got it, but it's close. Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. So it's going to be about 3rd and 15 right here. Agreed. Nope. Yeah, NBC would be great. I'd love to see them back. But I do think CW would be a solid one. I think that'd be a perfect network for the league. I know it won't get the best TV ratings, which I know I'm a big TV rating guy, but I think it'd be a really just solid network that makes a lot of sense for the league. In terms of what the league is, it's still a cable network. It's still an antenna network. It's as easy to get as possible. 14 minutes left for the Saints. 3rd and 17. Wow, that was pretty bad. I forgot they gave him that bad spot. 3 receivers bunched up at the bottom of the screen. Ball is snapped. Looks in the middle of the field. Throws. It is going to be caught, but it's going to be about 2.5 yards shy of the first down marker. They might go for it here. It's within 3 yards. It's at almost no man's lane. Nope. Shuck's coming out. They're going to be punting it. CW is good. I mean, you had Xfinity. You got college football. I think you got college basketball. You got a lot. The Browns' field goal attempt is crazy. What's up, Adrian? What did they end up doing? What did they do? Are you talking about the one where they went downfield? I think it was like 12 seconds. Nope said they were able to kick a field goal, which that is insane they were able to pull that off. That definitely is wild they were able to get that if that's what happened. Almost as wild as the Bills being shut out by the Dolphins in half a game. Ball is snapped. The punt is up. It is going to be fair caught at about the 10-yard line. Let's see. Any other news? Travion Henderson. Man, I didn't need him to do that. Marlon Humphrey gets the interception. I don't need that. Oh, my gosh. On behalf... Wow, okay. So, Russ Brandon just put out a UFL-sponsored post talking about Paul Tagliabue. That is a classy move. I do like to see that. Trending. Bills Mafia. Why is Bills Mafia #1? Oh, that's bad. But yeah. That's a rough one. Man, I really do hope we don't lose this game, man. Like, It's so nice having my football teams being at least mediocre to good. I really hope they keep doing this. The premier broadcast for the UFLC. I mean, they kind of were the year before. I mean, even when they both were playing in 23, it was pretty clear that NBC was the one competing with them for sure. But ABC and NBC were definitely like 1A and 1B, and then it was followed by Fox, then it was followed by ESPN. ESPN was a bit disappointing last year, really. But, I mean, ABC is a great network. Fox, if they can put more games in ABC, would be great, but we'll see how it goes. Well, hopefully they put a decent amount of games in ABC. Hopefully they get, like, almost at least one game a week, but maybe 2 games a week would be really cool, but we'll see. I turned to Fox to the Johnson to Jackson. Another dart rushing touchdown. Love to see that one. Especially when you got him on fantasy. Get more points for that rushing touchdown than you do the passing one. Which, man, speaking of fantasy, it ain't looking good for you, boy. My odds have just kept going down. Addison did get a catch, but again, Jennings has done nothing so far. It's been really rough. Ooh, no, I misinputted. And let's see. Please don't tell me like my backup running back is doing really well, like one of the guys I didn't play. That would really suck if that's the case. No, Sean Tucker is 2.3. That's still better, but it's not like it's great, so can't be too mad about that. Baker only has 9 points, so I don't feel too bad about that. I think Stafford's a good chance to do better than that one. Jordan Mason has still done nothing. I mean, like, the worst part is, like, my opponent is also getting unlucky with some of his players. Like, Mason and Leggett have literally done nothing, but I need more Juwan Jennings catches. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Bryce rolls to his right. Throws it. It's going to be caught by Tet McMillan. That was a bit of an errant throw, but McMillan was able to catch for about a 6-yard gain. That's another dart rushing touchdown. No money. Yeah, that is beautiful to see that one for you, man, getting another touchdown. And Chris Olave having a good game. Love to see it. Because, man, it ain't good for me. I'm basically just going to be watching. Because, I mean, let's see. I forgot. Mole is still able to win again. That's hilarious that he's up there. He's second in the conference. He could win back-to-back. They're under center right now. 3 receivers lined up at the bottom of the screen. 1 to the top. Rico is behind Bryce. Ball is snapped. They do hand it off. Rico makes a nice move. Really good tackle by the Saints. They may have been able to stop him about half a yard shy. Yep, that's going to be about a half yard short. See if they can get it on this one. Just do a QB sneak. Come on, just do something basic. A QB sneak, halfback dive. Don't do some creative, not mumbo jumbo, unless it's like a true deep shot. Then you know what? Fair. Oh, they gave him the first down for that? Okay. I mean, I'll take it, but I was expecting it to be a 4th down. Can't be too mad about that. Ball is snapped. They hand it off to Dowdle, who gets to the left. It gets about 2 yards on the carry. That's about it. Then Christian Gonzalez. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing to not hear about a corner, but yeah, it is pretty weird that you haven't heard about him really at all. I mean, especially how good the Patriots are. Dowdle is on the sideline right now. 2nd and 9. With Chuba in, I'd expect this to be a pass play. In shotgun, bunched up at the top. 3 receivers up there. 1 at the bottom of your screen. Ball snap. Looks to the right. Quick throw. Caught out of bounds. About a 4-yard gain. Again, to not Xavier Leggett. I still give it that we traded up for him, and he's been just, I mean, it's like the joke is he's just a fun guy to have around. But he ain't necessarily a great player for us. He's not a 1st-round pick wide receiver. You know what I mean? 3rd and 4, 1 of 5 on 3rd downs. Yikes. Hopefully we get this 3rd down here. Bryce is in shotgun. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 1 at the top. Running back is 2. Bryce is right. It's still Chuba in at running back. Motioning 1 from the bottom to the top of the screen. Ball is snapped. Looks to the right side of the field. Quick throw out of the sideline. It is caught. It gets another few yards. Going to be like a 10-yard reception right there. Solid play. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Jalen Coker, really nice play. I'm praying for the Chiefs' downfall. Hey, the Chiefs are not a playoff team right now. Bills losing doesn't really affect that too much yet. Broncos still winning. Love to see that one. I mean, hey, the Chiefs might not be a playoff team this year. It might be, you know, a bit of copium, but it's not really copium if it's true right now. They're the favorites to win the Super Bowl for some reason, and they're not looking like that right now. You got two teams in the AFC or AFC East getting in right now. You got a couple teams in the AFC West that could or are right now. Obviously, the Chargers are up there, but yeah. Hand the ball off to Chuba, gets about 2 yards. So, yeah, you never know about the Chiefs. If the Jags win this game today, it's going to help them out as well, because remember, they beat the Chiefs, head-to-head record is a big deal, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure. Agbuka seemingly scored another touchdown. Josh Allen got a touchdown, I would assume. Yep, they did, so they're not getting blown out right now. They're not getting shut out. Oh, God. What is this post? Oh. Ball is snapped. Fake the handoff. Bryce rolls to his left, evades the sack, throws over the middle of the field to a wide-open Ted McMillan. No one was within 6 yards of him, and he gets the first down, and then a lot. It's going to be a nice 20-something yard pass right there. Let's see his replay. I want to see how he was able to get so open. So he runs up to the left. He just split away. His man just did not see it coming. Yeah, and then the safety had to come back down, but came back down too late. Really good throw by Bryce, throwing it when he did. Great play. I don't know what the corner was doing. He really should not have gone up. He just kept going up even when he knew he was down there. That's a bad play by him. 1st and 10. They are in field goal range, so they should be able to tie this game at worst. Motioning Leggett from the bottom to the top of the screen. Fake the handoff. Bryce looks over to the left side of the field, throws the dump off to Rico, who gets tackled for a 2-yard gain. Lineman was not able to cover that block. And it is going to be 2nd and about 9, maybe 8.5 for the Panthers with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Caleb broke like 3 sacks. Caleb Williams, man. I will say, it is wild watching Drake May do better than Caleb Williams. Not necessarily because I'm a Drake May hater, but just because it's like, man, you know, Caleb was supposed to be the guy, and he's doing good this year, but Drake May has been just insane. Ball is snapped. They hand it off to Dowdle again. He cuts a blocker, and he gets 2 yards. Not a great game for him today so far. Like, he's been okay, but he's not been great by any stretch of the word, and that's a big issue with this Panthers team again. Like I said, Bryce is not a great quarterback. He's just not. And Rico not playing out of his mind like he's been the past few weeks is really showing that Bryce is not that guy in this game, because he's having to make a lot of these plays, and again, they're at 3rd and 7 here. Need to do something here. Need a first down. Again, a field goal is great, but you want to get the lead. Again, you should not be losing to the Saints this late into the game. 2 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom, another one right to the left of the offensive line. Bryce runs up. He's going to throw it deep in the end zone. Incomplete, a bit overthrown. What is this season? It is a season that's like college football in a lot of ways. Teams that you didn't expect to do good, like a Georgia Tech or a Vanderbilt, are doing great. The Colts, Jaguars. Teams that you thought were going to be really good, Penn State, LSU, are not doing too good. The Chiefs. It's a wild one. Good old Penn State and LSU. I would love to see Franklin and Kelly switch places and then both still suck. That'd be so funny. There's going to be a 48-yard field goal attempt for Ryan Fitzgerald. Kick is blocked. Saints ball. Oh my goodness. Really? Blocked field goal for the Saints. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. Saints get the ball back after the blocked field goal, so it is still 10-7. Oh my goodness. Like, you cannot make this up, really? Oh my gosh. Really? That's... Blocked field goal. Come on, man. It is what it is, I guess you could say. Why is this thing just changing on me? Let's see, what are the notifications from some... Oh, it's something I posted, okay. Dalton Kincaid hobbled off, apparently. That's not good for them. Chris Olave Dynasty, let's go. Man, I can't believe they just blocked that field goal. Oh, it's terrible. That's terrible. They blocked that kick. Only the Carolina Panthers, I swear. This team is... It's so hard to root for this team, I swear. Like, it really is rough to be a fan of the Panthers sometimes. And this is one of those times where it's just so rough. And Allen throws an interception in the end zone. Oh, my gosh. Hey, but you know what? That block got me 2 points in fantasy. Yay. Oh, man. I will say, speaking of apparently with that interception somehow, according to Nope, which is hilarious. But hey, the Giants are beating the Bears. The Ravens are barely ahead of the Vikings. Looking like we're getting a couple of interesting map results. Josh Allen picked in the red zone. They might get the shutout. That'd be insane. Let's see. How long is this Bills game going? Yeah, I mean, that... I still can't believe they blocked the field goal, and that's a really rough block to take, especially because, again, like I said, like, we are losing right now, and it's just not looking too good right now, man. I don't know what to say. It's just rough. I mean, once you get past that first touchdown drive, I'm trying to pull out the overall player play right now. Once you get past the first drive, it has just been punt, 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 and missed field goal. So, I mean, we have not had an even halfway decent drive since the first one, aside from that one, but you missed it. They review something or something? Wow, speaking of bailouts, it's Panthers ball, apparently. Wow, that is hilarious. Because of it touching the Saints when it did, it's our ball first down. That is hilarious. The Saints just got absolutely hosed. Oh, my goodness. That is insane. Wow, so it's Panthers ball because we were able to pick it up. That's insane. First down, Panthers. We got bailed out again. Kellen Moore is definitely not happy with that. I can't believe that. We got bailed out in that roughing the passer call. We're getting bailed out here. And that means I'm going to lose 2 points. Well, no, I'm still going to get it because it's a block kick, I'm pretty sure. But that's insane. They block the kick, and then they get punished for it. That's hilarious. That's really what that is. They get punished for blocking the field goal. That's insane. Man, that's just great. That's some Leon Lett type of play. So now the Panthers get the ball at the 30-yard line on 1st and 10 in Saints territory. Bryce is in shotgun. They're 5 wide, 2 at the top, 3 at the bottom. Oh, they got 3 at the top, my bad. Ball is snapped, looks to the left side of the field, throws it, quick pass. It is caught, and it's going to be about a 5-yard gain for the Panthers. Wild. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers now at the 25-yard line. You got to get a touchdown here. Unless it's 4th and 5, you go for it on 4th down. Because the fact you have this ball is insane. But yeah. All I know, Saints Twitter is probably blowing up right now. That's for sure. They pitch the ball back to Rico, who goes down for a yard. Again, Saints defense, they are doing a great job covering Rico. I mean, they're doing a great job at it for sure. Giants first down and 4th and 1 with wide open space. Nice. 3rd and 4 for the Panthers with 5.5 minutes left in the quarter. Surely they're going to pass the ball here. That's what I would assume. Again, in shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom, 2 at the top. Ball is snapped, looks to the left. Quick throw. It is caught by Tevin McMillan for the first down, and then some. Gets about 4 yards after the catch. About 5 after the second effort. So it's going to be about a 10-yard pass right there. About a 9-yard pass in all reality. Still first down. Really solid play at about the 20 or 15-yard line. Yep, about the 15-yard line. Just wild, man. Saints getting absolutely hosed because of a technicality and a rule. The ball looks like it was tipped as well. Again, another ball looks like it was tipped, but this time didn't get tipped too bad, so was able to get the first down. First and 10 at the 11-yard, or about the 10.5-yard line. Ball is snapped. They fumble it! They fumble it on the jet sweep, and it's Saints' ball. Seriously, Saints have the ball. They tried to get cute with play calling for some weird reason. It didn't work out. Now the Saints have the ball and are going to go downfield. That is insane. That is insane right there. Bryce tries to hand it off. That looks to be on the receiver. I mean, Bryce had it to him. It looks like Horn just didn't grab it like he was supposed to. At least it looks like. Maybe Bryce should have let go at some point, but I think that's more on the receiver. That's a rough play right there. That's like instant karma for the Panthers losing that right there. They need to cancel the screen again. Only Mahomes throw. Oh no. I'm not going to look at that. Let's see. Is there anything? Bills are still number 1 in trending. Oh, it's great. I'm waiting for the Giants to collapse until proven otherwise. Yeah. I'm not against you doing that. That seems like it makes a lot of sense. You never know with that kind of team. You know, maybe they'll choke again. Hopefully they don't, but you never know. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, that always happens. But, yeah, definitely some ones. You think they lost it? Not what you want to see. No, I don't care about college hoops. I thought they were going to show something actually cool, like a college football game. Like, college basketball in the regular season, like, no. Like, respectfully, no, I'm good. Nothing there I'm seeing. Nope. He might have gotten that back. Hopefully they did. I would like to see the Giants beat the Bears for a multitude of reasons, but let's see what the Panthers do here on defense. Tyler Shuck under center. Hands the ball off to Kamara, who gets a nice, solid 8-yard gain right there. They might call about 7 yards, depending on the exact spot, but really solid run on first down for the Saints right there. Again, just a wild sequence of events, going from a field goal to having the field goal blocked, then getting the ball back despite having your field goal blocked, to then fumble it because you did a really stupid jet sweep call for no real reason, and then now it's Saints ball. And again, if Panthers lose this game, this feels like, for the Panthers, this feels like if they lose this game, they're eliminated from the playoffs. Like, nobody really thought they'd make the playoffs. If they lose this game, I don't think they're going to make it, because this is the kind of game you need to win if you want to make the playoffs, because it's one of your easy games. They hand the ball off again. It's a first down, and then some more. Keeps going, goes down about the 49-yard line. Massive run for the Saints. But, I mean, the Panthers lose this game. It just hurts because their schedule is just much harder at the end of the season, because you still have to play the Buccaneers twice. You have to play the Rams still. And I'm pretty sure there's another tough game left. Like, this is one of those games you need to win to make the rest of the season easier. And, yeah, with about 18 minutes left, it ain't looking too good. But maybe we'll see if they can get a stop here. That'd be great, or a turnover. Ball is snapped. They hand it off to Kamara again, and he's going to get about a yard on the play. So, good stop right there. And they gave him a pretty bad spot. They downed him at the 46-yard line. So, a bit lucky for the Panthers. He did not, in fact, get that back. The Bears, man. Need the Bears to lose. I need this Caleb Williams hype train to stop. I need the Jackson Dart hype train to keep going. Under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. 2nd and 8 for the Saints. Gave him a pretty generous spot. This is probably a long 2nd and 8. Yeah, this is a long 2nd and 8. In 5 wide, 3 receivers in the bottom of your screen, 2 to the top. Need to snap this ball and got 2 seconds left. Ball snapped. Looks to the right side of the field. Quick throw to Juwan Johnson, who gets about 7 yards. Going to be a very long 3rd and 1 or a really short 3rd and 2. And another Panther defender is down. Hate to see that again. This Panthers defense already had a couple guys go down, and now have another one go down. Not what you want to see. And there comes the music, so it is more like a legit injury. Let's see, is there any other thing that's trending besides Josh Allen is number 2? Oh my goodness. Josh Allen trying to look for a flag. That's so bad. I love everyone's clowning him because he wanted a flag. Joe Brady, oh no. Joe Brady called plays. Justin Fields is trending as well. I'm having a monster day. 3 of 7 for 5 yards. Oh my gosh. Caleb is hurt. Abdul Carter's first sack wiped away, and Deontay Banks' penalty. He's fine. Wow, what? That's a lot to happen right there. Patriots-Buccaneers is 21-16. They're making that game closer. The Jets are somehow still in this game despite Justin Fields legitimately doing nothing in the game. Like, he is only running. He has 3 of 7 for 5 yards and an interception through 2.5 quarters. That's pathetic, and they're somehow in it. I guess they must have... Yep, they got the punt. They got a punt return and a kick return touchdown. That is how they're in this game. As for Dylan Gabriel, he's not even playing insanely good. He has a sub-50 completion percentage, but doing enough. Doing enough. You know what I mean? And let's see. Any other thing? Oop, and I accidentally closed that tab out. It is what it is. Go open that one up. Let's see. Saints versus Panthers. Anything else happening on my team? Nope. The Vikings still not doing anything. Love to see it. And Jordan Mason's getting stats. Hate to see that. Need him to not do anything. Tez Johnson gets the touchdown. Bo Nix's brother. Shador. Oh no. Good old Juwan Johnson. Need another catch from him. If the Panthers are going to lose, I need Juwan to have a great day. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. It's a direct run. And they're going to stop him. He didn't even get a yard. Though, this is in midfield. This is, even though it's not my, within a yard, you always go for it no matter where you are in the field. If you don't, you're a loser. You should go for it here. You are in legitimate no man's land. If you punt this, there's a very high likelihood this is going to be a touchback. And they're going to get the ball at like a 20, 25-yard line, depending on potential return as well. You need to get a little over a yard. You should go for it here. Your defense has played incredible for this game. And they are going to go for it. That is the right call. They gave him a really favorable spot as well. They only need 1 yard to get this first down. 4 seconds left on the play clock. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Wow, the Panthers had him and let him go. It's a first down for the Saints. Kamara was getting dragged down, but was not able to be pulled down and found a wide open hole to fall down in to get about 1.5 yards for the first down. Paulson, Adebo, we need you. This guy might actually suck. Again, Derek Brown had a hand on him, but is not able to bring him down. You hate to see that. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Shuck is under center. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. He throws the dump off, and he breaks the tackle. Just, poor tackling. It's like a 7-yard gain for the Saints. They could run one more play before the end of the quarter. Usually they don't do it, but maybe they do one more here. They got 20 seconds to run a play here. They're lining up. I'd assume they're going to do a play here and then end the quarter. Under center again. Two receivers at the bottom of the screen, motioning one of them up. Ball is snapped. They hand it off to Kamara, who gets, again, breaks the first tackle, gets the first down unless they give him a really poor spot. This is either a 3rd and inches or this is a first down here. Really rough for the Panthers right now. But you know what? Because the Dolphins are destroying them, it's, it's not the worst thing in terms of overall stuff, but yeah. Trending Bills, Joe Brady. Trending the Falcons is so bad. I did want to see, did the Falcons miss a field goal? Like I said, I did not see the whole game because I was not home in the morning for the full time. Okay, Zane Gonzalez made the one field goal he had. Okay. Saints, Panthers, man, this is so bad. I need Matt Stafford to have a great game. Same with Kenneth Gainwell. Oh, what is tonight's game? I forgot. I just saw. Oh, it's the Chargers Steelers. Ooh, that's a mediocre game. It's an okay game. Mainly, would have been better if this was like a few weeks ago when like the Steelers were like really up there, and then the Chargers weren't, down to like their 5th string left tackle or whatever. But it is what it is. Can't be too mad. It's not a terrible game. It's gonna be better than Thursday's game because almost anything is better than what we saw on Thursday. Granted, was that as bad as Colts Broncos a couple of years ago? No, but it was close, and that's really bad. Carolina culture showing the Hurricanes. Yeah, we need to win a championship. We have like the best win percentage over the last 5 years of any NHL team, and we don't have a President's Trophy to show for it. We don't have a conference championship to show for it. We have literally been, statistically speaking, the best team in hockey for the past 5 years and have nothing to show for it. That is unfathomably aggravating as a Hurricanes fan. To be the best team in hockey over the past 5 years and have nothing to show for it. Really, come on. Yikes. We don't even have, an award for our players. I know, we have, Lady Bing, but, major awards. We don't have any Norris Trophy, we don't have any Hart Trophy, no Rocket Richard, no Art Ross, no Calder, no Vezina. It's just rough. We got, a couple secondary awards, and that's about it. 17-10 Giants. Well, now we're entering the 4th quarter. This game has been a cluster of a game. The Panthers have had one good drive all day, their opening drive, which is great. And much like UNC versus TCU in the opening of this season of college football, it was one great drive, and the rest of the time the offense sucked. Now, the game is still only a 3-point game, but the Saints got the ball back after the Panthers fumbled it, after their blocked kick got recovered by the Panthers. So, yeah. They are currently measuring to see if this is a first down. They've had way more than enough time to measure that this is a first down. I thought it was relatively clear this was a first down, unless he got caught down early, but I don't think so. But yeah. Panthers football for sure, yeah. It is a first down. Panthers need to stop here. Obviously, if the Saints score, the way this game is going, this is one of those games where if the Saints score a touchdown here, the likelihood of the Panthers winning is just unbelievably low. Currently the win percentage for the Saints is about 65.7. It shows they're right there. If they score a touchdown, that probably goes up to 95% because the Panthers have just done nothing on offense outside of that first drive. Even that field goal drive really wasn't the most insane drive. And again, like I said earlier, it's because of the fact that Rico's being slowed down. This game is exposing what I've said as an issue for a few weeks, especially in my members video, and that's the fact that Bryce Young is just not a good quarterback. He is, at best, an average quarterback, and this game is really exposing that because they don't have a good run game in this game. They're not doing anything. There have been a few throws that have been overthrows and just bad throws. There was the one Ted McMillan drop that was on McMillan, but there's been a decent amount of overthrows, and the overall offense has just not been good today. 1st and 10 for the Saints with a quarter left to go. They're at the 39-yard line in Panthers territory. They fake the handoff. Taysom Hill throws it at the dirt. Incomplete pass. And Shuck should be coming back out now to play legit quarterback instead of the Taysom Hill quarterback experience. 2nd and 10. At least they were able to stop the Taysom Hill run. You know, at least there's that. But we'll see if they can do something else. Vikings in the red zone. Ball is snapped, looks to the left side of the field. Throws, it is caught by Chris Olave for about a 6-yard gain. I think it's probably what they're going to call that one. Called it 5 yards on there. Yep, Chris Olave, another reception. 3rd down passing, 5 of 8 for 157 is so absurd. This is a relatively obvious run play, so we'll see. Wow, I mean, well, they handed on. It was an obvious pass over. They ran it. They might be going for it on 4th down then. They got about 3 yards. Again, this is one of those things, again, I've talked about this before. This is a while ago we talked about this, but when you have a field goal and you don't take it, more times than not, it burns you in the end. Because you should be up 13-7 if you kicked the field goal earlier. You didn't. So now a kick would make you up 13-7, which is a 1-score game. If you kicked the one earlier, this would put you up 16-7. It's a 2-score game. Now you're going for it at 4th and 4 because they gave you a really bad spot. That was a really bad spot. And if you don't get this, it's bad. They're going for it. Looks to the left. He gets sacked. Again, Kellen Moore, my man. This is the kind of, like, this is on coaching. This isn't the players, this is the coach. That is textbook bad coaching. You had a field goal earlier. It was a long one, but it was a field goal. You chose not to take it. Because of that, you're still at 10-7. So now you have to go for it here because if you make a field goal, it's just a 1-possession game. Instead, you could have kicked it here and made it a 16-7 game, but you didn't kick it earlier, so you shot yourself in the foot, and now you shot yourself in the knee. So now your chances of winning this game have gone down drastically because now it's Panthers ball, and now the win percentage just went down 15%. I mean, unbelievable. I mean that's just it's like that one Bengals game, I believe it was a little while ago, like a year or two ago, where they did that, where it's like it's obvious you kick the field goal and you don't. Is the only reason the Panthers are still in this game. I mean, it's just, it's so bad. The play call, or the decision making for him is just so bad. Why do you not kick the field goal earlier, and why are you not kicking it now? I mean, come on. Let's see. What happens if I look up Kellen Moore? Other people also talking about this terrible decision-making that he's done. Finally called the screen on the Saints cross midfield. But we not complaining, though. Hey, it's just, you know, it's like you want to see good football, and it's like sometimes, like, it's so aggravating. Because, like, when you see this, you're thinking to yourself, like, you know, there are guys who were good coaches that got fired, like Rabel, because of things that weren't under their control. And you see somebody like Kellen Moore get a job as head coach over other guys who were head coaches, more qualified or whatever. And he's been given all this benefit of the doubt because, oh, the roster sucks, which it's not great. But, like, sometimes, man, it is true. At the end of the day, a guy playing Madden sometimes is smarter than an NFL coach. That's just a fact. Like, if you say that's not a fact, you don't watch football. There are many times where a Madden football player would make a better decision than an NFL head coach. Because NFL head coaches like to overthink. They like to do the non-simple thing, right? You're at 4th and inches. Why are you calling, a pass that's from shotgun? Or why are you running the ball out of shotgun? You're losing 4 yards. You have to gain, and it fails. It's like fake field goals. You should have kicked the field goal earlier. You should have kicked it then. Then you're up 16-7. They hand the ball off to Chuba. Chuba gets to the left. Gets about 4 yards right there. Run verticals and tight end attack. Hey, let's just do mid-blitz every play on defense. That's how you do it. Mid-blitz every play. But yeah, you know what? Kellen Moore wants to make terrible play calls and keep us in the game. We'll take that. It'll be an undeserved win that's filled with multiple shenanigans, like the blocked field goal. Granted, we shot ourselves in the foot there. The roughing the passer call that we shouldn't have gotten. But hey, you know what? If Moore wants to give us the ball, decent field position, because he doesn't understand that you're supposed to kick field goals, that's fine. Ball is snapped, looks to the middle of the field, looks to the right, throws. It is going to be intercepted. An absolutely horrid throw by Bryce right there. He threw it. That was actually a beautiful throw directly to the Saints cornerback. There was nobody he was even throwing to. The guy he was throwing to was 5 yards past him. Awful throw by Bryce. What a way to do it. Watching the game, I wasn't shocked, but the fact that they won, yes. Like, when I watched that game, it felt within the first, 10 minutes, okay, the Packers are doing what they did against the Browns, where they're super playing down a competition and are just not going to do well. Like, the Tucker Kraft injury legitimately didn't matter. If he doesn't go down, they still lose that game. Like, it was one of those where, aside from watching it, you can't believe they won. But when you watched it, you're like, yeah, I'm not shocked. Because the Packers already did it earlier against the Browns when they lost that game. But now this is just, Bryce, what a horrible throw he just did. And now the Saints have the ball once again. Saints under center, or Shuck is under center, hands the ball off, and it's a half-yard gain with forward progress to Kamar, maybe give him a yard. Panthers actually go 6-4. Seems like a collapse society. That seems like it will collapse society. Sadly, it doesn't look like they're going to do that because they are going to lose this game, it looks like. That throw by Bryce, that awful... And Keon Coleman just got a touchdown. Nope, so you just got a massive boost in your fantasy team again. But, that awful Bryce interception may have just ended the game for him. That was a horrible throw. Shuck throws. It is caught by Juwan Johnson, I believe, for a first down. Nope, that was not Juwan Johnson. That was Mitchell. Saw the 8, and I couldn't see if it was a 4 or 2. But sadly, it looks like we're going to fall to 5-5. I think we were kind of expected to hit 6-4, because this is the Saints, but it's looking pretty bad. Even though Kellen Moore is trying to hand this game to us on a silver platter and making awful coaching decisions, the Saints are just outplaying us. Bryce is, again, showing why he does not deserve to be paid anywhere over $30 million a year, despite what some people have said in the past. It's rough, but it is what it is. They hand the ball off, and it's going to be great tackling by the Panthers defense right there. Got him right at the line of scrimmage. Worst case, that's a 0-yard gain. Best case, they lose about half a yard there. 11.5 minutes left on the court or in the game. 2nd and 10 for the Saints. Yeah, it's just a rough game for the Panthers. Again, this game is really exploiting Bryce Young is what this really is. It's really showing that without Rico Dowdle legitimately being the best running back in football, or the second best, that he's just not that good. In shotgun, ball is snapped. Shuck looks to the left side of the field, throws the dump off. It is caught, makes a move, but the Panthers are able to hold on, get him. It's a 2-yard loss for the Saints. We have been winning in spite of Bryce, maybe, not sure. We do have the 5th-year option. I don't remember how much the 5th-year option is, but the way I view it is Bryce Young should never see a 3 on his millions. Maybe 30 mil at max, but Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold are getting paid $33 million a year right now, and those two guys are legit MVP candidates and are two of the best quarterbacks in football right now. Bryce Young is nowhere near that. He should be paid maybe 20 mil a year, if that. So if the 5th-year option is 30 mil a year, absolutely not. Ball is snapped, looks to the left, Shuck rolling out to his left, he throws it, it is going to be caught. Juwan Johnson, touchdown Saints. It is 16-7. For all intensive purposes, that is the nail in the coffin for the Panthers and their season. And like I said earlier, if you lose this game, you're not making the playoffs. It'd take a miracle for them to make the playoffs because this was one of their freebies left. Juwan Johnson gets the touchdown. Just a shame. The Panthers were looking to get a great stop there, and they let a touchdown on 3rd and 14 to the OG tight end right there. Yeah, the DB just completely fell on his face right there, and Johnson was able to get the touchdown. Was it Horn? Yikes. Jax is going to the locker room. Russ. No, why is it not Jameis? Let's see. Bryce Young, 5th-year option. Kick is up, and it's no good? No, they caught it good. Okay. Panthers is 23. Okay, it looks like it's going to be about $23 million for the 5th-year option. That's not really bad. Like, that, I'm okay paying that. That's not terrible. If that's the case right there. So, yeah, if that is the case, that's not awful. Granted, I'd rather us just draft another rookie. Like, I've seen enough of Bryce Young to know he's not... Like, here's the thing. College. Go back to college. For some reason, he was the undisputed #1 draft pick. I watched Bama. I watched Ohio State. I watched those teams that year. I could tell you he wasn't. He was a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. He won a Heisman, but it was one of those weaker Heismans. I was with Frank Reich. I thought it was clear that CJ was a better quarterback. Now, CJ has not been great this season, but here's a big difference between CJ and Bryce. One of them has made the playoffs in back-to-back years and won a playoff game back-to-back years. The other guy has had, legitimately, about 6 good weeks of football. Like, that's it. Like, we joke about J.J. McCarthy's, 4 good quarters. Bryce has had, in his whole career, which is 2.5 years, by the way, has had maybe 6 games of playing well. That's it. And it's pretty clear he's not the guy. It's just really clear he's not the guy. This game is proof of that. Like Adrian's saying, this was supposed to be an easy win. It ain't looking that way. It's just not. Like, seriously, like... The Panthers have upgraded their O-line every year. They've upgraded their receivers pretty much every year with Bryce. Yet Bryce isn't getting better. So when people talk about, well, CJ had a much better roster around him. CJ has a worse roster this year and is playing worse. That is true. But Bryce has had a better roster year in and year out. And he has not gotten better outside of 6 weeks. What we would do and what the Panthers will do is 2 different things. Any good QBs in this draft. In terms of legit big NFL quarterbacks, it doesn't seem like that way. Like Mendoza could be, but I think a lot of people assume the Jets might get him because they've been going to his games. I don't know which guys are going to declare for this year. Like, I don't know if the guy from SMU is going to declare this year. Sorsby might, but I don't know how high he's going to be picked. There's a couple guys that could, but Mendoza I think is the one that's the most talked about one. I have not watched Ohio State this year, and I don't think Sayan can be drafted this year. I don't think he really would be, but I think the Giants are trying to kill Dart, but I can't prove it. Return is up to the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, and down about 32 yard line. But yeah, Panthers, like, this is supposed to be the make it break it year for Bryce Young. Is this year really? And like, you've done everything you can, and yeah. By Breece Hall, oh, that's huge for you. I mean, you know what? Jawan Johnson getting a touchdown just boosted my percentage of winning by 6. That touchdown grab just got him literally 10 points for me, which I'm glad. But like I said, Jordan Addison and Jennings doing nothing for me today is not helping. Granted, Leggett doing nothing like usual is also helping. So, yeah. Maybe 5th-year option because no other option. Well, remember, this is year 3 right now. So this being year 3, I wouldn't pick it up. I don't think I'd pick it up. I think Mendoza and Simpson are the top quarterbacks for 26. Yeah, I think, Mendoza for sure. Simpson, I think it's a questionable one just because of the fact that it's more like the Alabama pedigree because he's one of those guys that, this is like his only year playing. But I would probably agree he's probably in the top 3. I ain't watching wrestling the rest of the season. Ball snap, looks to the right side of the field. And he throws it in the dirt. That might, but I don't think I'd pick up the 5th-year option because at the end of the day, this is the year to prove it if you're the guy or not. And if he doesn't, I don't think it's worth picking it up. I think it's just better to draft a rookie quarterback. Like I said, you're making this roster better year in and year out. So if you get a rookie quarterback, they're going to be in a better situation than Bryce was when he came to the team. But as mentioned, Bryce has been in a better situation year in and year out. It has not gotten better. So I wouldn't pick up the 5th-year option right now. Right now, I wouldn't. Now, if he picks it up the rest of the season and plays really good, it's a different story. Ball is snapped, looks to the middle of the field, throws it. It is going to be incomplete. Tet maybe could have caught that one. I want to see the replay. I think Tet should have caught that one. There's a flag. Oh, my God. It's going to be roughing the passer. Maybe it's actually a roughing the passer this time. I wouldn't trade for Kyler Murray. Because at the end of the day, Kyler Murray is like Bryce Young's best comparison is Kyler Murray. So I wouldn't do that one. I wouldn't do that one. Like, yes, Kyler is stockier, but he's actually been more injury prone than Bryce. And even when he is healthy, outside of that one solid first half of the season and like the one other Pro Bowl year, he hasn't been that great, but yeah. Josh Allen, he turned the ball over again. Oh my God, they're going to lose to the Dolphins. Okay, let's play Is This Roughing the Passer? Let's see, he throws the ball. So, he makes the tackling motion before the ball ever leaves his hand. His right part of his body goes down a little bit on top of him, and that's roughing the passer. Dude, NFL, man. Caught, it's about a 5-yard gain. Like, dude, it's so true. Like, the real men play college football, the kids play NFL football. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the God's honest truth. How the actual hell was that roughing the passer? That's even worse than the Lamar one. He was in the air before he even threw the ball. Unbelievable. Roughing the passer is a joke in this league. It is a joke. Ball is snapped, they hand it off. It's a 4-yard gain for Dowdle. Nice play. 3rd and 1, you have to go for on 4th down. I just run it back to back. If I were to rate this game on a tier list, this is probably like a D tier game. It's not awful, but it ain't good. Like, this isn't even average, I'd say, because it's like, the only way I can see C tier is because of like how wild some of it's been. Like the blocked field goal, then going back to Carolina despite them getting their kick blocked, just to fumble it on a jet sweep 4 plays later is just absolute cinema. But aside from that, I don't know. I think it's time for the Browns to bench Dylan Gabriel. You got to see what you have in Shedeur. I mean, you drafted him. He's a quarterback that has first-round talent. I wouldn't be against that. And the Panthers lose 1.5 yards on the play. You could kick it here. You need to get points on the board. Either you trust your kicker to make this field goal or you go for it. You can't punt it. If you punt it, yeah. Mark Andrews, touchdown. What a game. What a game. Juwan Johnson's getting me almost 20 points in fantasy. Shedeur will never get in. 4th and 2. Ball is snapped. Bryce throws it. He caught it, but this is going to be short. It's going to be Saints ball. I like Bryce, but even Allen's most garbage game is over 109. Like, yeah, that's the worst part. Like, especially because that's actually a good point that you brought up. Even when Bryce plays well, he doesn't light up the stat sheet. And I know it's not only about stats, but at some point, it's like, dude, if you're not getting a 300-yard game ever, why should we keep you? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like, just come on. Like, let me pull this up. I'm actually going to pull up this Pro Football Reference stat. Bryce Young, Pro Football Reference. And let's see, game logs. Yep. This season, he has had 1 game over 300 yards. Outside of that one, he hasn't had over 200 yards. Now, yes, 2 of those games, he was 3 yards away combined. But he has only had 1 game over 200 yards this whole season. That's pathetic. Ball is snapped, they lose about 1.5 yards. 2024. In 2024, he had this many games of 300 passing yards. Now, he did have 6 200-yard games, but 0 300-yard games. He was 2 yards away in one of them, but still. That's not great. And again, a lot of those were in that back half in his, great 6-game stretch. Now, dating back to 2023, in 2023, he had 1 300-yard passing game and 5 200-yard passing games. Like, at some point, you gotta put up some yardage. You gotta do something. In shotgun ball snap, they hand it off to Kamara, who cuts to the right, and he gets about 6 yards in the carry, getting about 3rd and 5. I would support a North Carolina MLB team. I just probably wouldn't go to too many games, just because of the fact that, like, if the tickets were super cheap, I would, but I would support the team. I just wouldn't go to that many games. Like, let's say they put a team in Raleigh. I wouldn't go to too many, but I'd probably go to a couple every year. Like I'd go to more games for them than I would the Hurricanes, mainly because the Hurricanes' price is just a lot now. They're good. That's what I would say. Another turnover and 4th for the Bears. Ball is snapped. Throws it deep to the left, and not deep. And it's caught out of bounds by Chris Olave. Destroyed. Buffalo Bills destroyed. Yeah, it's wild that they're going to beat. But like I talked about in my members only video with Bryce Young, people talk about how clutch he is. And I bring up this point. Can you really call a quarterback that is clutch good if them being clutch is historically in games where the score is under 25? Like, am I going to really look at Bryce Young and be like, oh, he's unfathomably clutch because he's scoring one touchdown in a game that ends like last week with the field goal, 16-13, or game ending like 21-17, like the game against the Falcons, I think 2 years ago, where they ended up winning the game and he got that touchdown drive, but it was like 21-20. Like, yes, being clutch is great, but if you have to be clutch every week because your team can't score, it's not like Stafford with the Lions. Stafford with the Lions was they sucked so bad he needed to put up like 30 points to win. There's a difference from that versus what Bryce is doing. It's rough to watch. They hand it off, and it's about a 3.5 yard gain for the Saints. Going to be about 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game once they snap this ball the next time. And we get the Rams-Niners next. That's going to be a good game. Can't wait to see Stafford destroy this Niners team. I really hope. Jumping on that Rams bandwagon again. Russ is actually going to do this. Oh, man. I want to see Jameis play, dude. I don't want to see Russell Wilson. We all want to see James. Want to see him eat that W. Got to eat the W, baby. Shuck is in 5 wide motion. Kamara back to the field with him. Hands it off to Kamara, who cuts to the right after breaking tackles, and he gets down, but it's going to be about a 10-yard gain. First down for the Saints. Right now, he is my number one. Number one for me is Stafford. Number 2 is Jonathan Taylor. And number 3 is whoever wins the Saints-Buccaneers game. That would be my top 3 MVP power rankings index for MVP. Is those 3. I just think that at the end of the day, Stafford, they've had injuries to Puka. Stafford is having one of his best seasons in a very long time in a statistical standpoint. If they win that division, over, like as mentioned before, the only person or only people this game did well for are Tyler Shuck, basically the Saints offense minus Taysom Hill. That's about it. This game, like the Saints defense, I don't think really gets too much credit aside from. Excuse me? Better not be temporary block. That's BS. I'm literally having the screen of ESPN. Come on. In the first round, I wasn't completely shocked, and sometimes like this happens, but falling by the 5th, yeah, the 5th round was insane for sure. RB draws in 3rd and 15. Yeah, I mean, the defense has done a good enough job to win this game. It's insane. What did bro see? I don't know. Apparently saying my content might be temporarily blocked because I'm showing somebody else's content. I'm showing this. Like, every YouTuber uses this screen. Like, come on. Like, no, I mean, I got hit with like an ad thingy on my college football stream that I last did. Despite the fact that I'm the one not actually doing things that are bad. Like, come on. Whatever. These ads, like, not able to be shown. Like, is that the issue? Like, that actually might be it. It might be that some of these are not able to be shown. Which, if that's the case, that's insane. Is that a notification from them? No, it's not. Okay. Win percent 99.3. Love seeing that. 2nd and 7 for the Saints. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. And they still got Hill in at quarterback. I guess they're just not playing Shuck for the rest of the game. Saints pretty much can just end the game here. I mean, they got to get a first down. I think there's still going to be technically like some time left. But for all intents and purposes, the game is over. The Panthers have lost this game. And when looking at the stats, it's not super shocking. Again, looking at these stats really paint a really bad picture. Like, this doesn't show just how bad Bryce played today. Like, 70-25 isn't terrible, but again, like, look at this. What is this? 124 yards on 17 completions. Tyler Shuck had 2 more and over doubled his passing yards. And then the sacks Bryce took were bad. The interception was rough, too. Taysom Hill gets the first down. That's pretty much game right there. Again, this was really rough to see. 18 for 53. I mean, that's a really rough stat line, right? That's under 3 yards a carry. That's the worst part. I mean, that is literally 18 divided by 53. Yeah, oh, my bad. It's a little bit over. My bad. My math was incorrect. I was doing 20 by 60. Still, really, really rough game for the Panthers. That's just rough. Chuba basically didn't play. Xavier Legette, awful game. Again, did nothing. Should have taken Jackson Dart. I guess we should have. What will you rate Bryce Young's performance? Look, if I were to do this on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably a 3 or a 4. Probably a 3. Probably 3.5. Like, he didn't throw 4 interceptions. He didn't, fumble the ball 6 times. But he threw a ton of safe, simple passes. Like I've said, I have always believed the stat to look at is yards versus completions. 10 yards per completion. If you are not having 10 yards per completion, you are throwing so many checkdowns. And when you do that, it artificially inflates your completion percentage. So that 17-25 is not as impressive as Shuck's 19-27. It's just not. Because of the fact that one of them is throwing the ball and the other one is lightly tossing the ball in a lot of ways. Like making throws that me or anyone in chat can make. Like when you see that kind of stat line, 17 completions for 124 yards, you're not throwing the ball downfield. And again, look at the long. Longest reception is the same as the Saints' third longest. Now, yes, this also includes Yak, obviously, but it still shows that at best, it was a 26-yard pass that Bryce made. That's insane. So I'd give it like a 3.5 because he didn't fumble the ball. He didn't take 6 sacks. I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't like it was an awful performance. This is another bad Bryce Young performance. Dropped a 25-yard game, which is overthrown. Yeah, I mean, like, look, am I glad we don't have Caleb Williams? Still to this point, I would say, sure. But, I don't think Caleb Williams is the future for Chicago either. I think that, he's having a good season, but he's still looking to be, the third best quarterback from his draft class, maybe even fourth, depending on how JJ plays this year. But I would say that, the Bryce Young experiment has royally failed. And this is going to be a good test. What this really is going to be a good test for is to see if Tepper has learned from his mistakes that he made a couple years ago, where he's going to have to realize he does not know football the way he thinks he does. He's not Jerry Jones. And for how much people want to clown on Jerry Jones, Jerry still has an eye for talent. He can still get good players late in draft. Again, the UFL players in the NFL are proof of that. Like Josh Butler last year. But Tepper needs to realize he was wrong. Frank Reich was correct. CJ Stroud was the better pickup for a team that had issues. Bryce Young isn't the guy. They need to just let him go. Let him walk in free agency. Cut him, trade him, whatever. They need to draft a rookie quarterback or get one of the developmental type of quarterbacks. Not saying Justin Fields, but a Justin Fields-esque quarterback that, just maybe needs a change of scenery. Because Bryce is clearly not the guy. His 6 great weeks of football were good weeks for many other quarterbacks. And it's just not. I would not pick up his 5th-year option. I wouldn't keep him. He's barely worth $20 million a year at a quarterback. And even that feels like you're paying a lot if you were to pay him that. You can't upgrade your O-line every year. You can't upgrade your receiving core every year and then have him get worse or stay the same. You just can't have that. This game was proof of that. The fact that they need Dowdle to have great games from the win is just insane. I mean, let's look at the Panthers. Let's look at their game against the Packers last week as an example of that. Bears out here dropping balls. Like, let's look at last week. So last week when they won a barn burner 16-13 game, look at Bryce. You know why they won? They won because of this guy, Rico Dowdle. 25 carries for 130 yards. That's why they won. It's over 4 yards a carry. It's over 5 yards a carry. Bryce Young, 11 to 20. Close, but still under 10 yards per completion and an interception. And what do you do on the ground? Nothing. Virtually nothing. Hey, but at least, no, the difference is Stroud at least has been good. Bryce has really never been good. That's what I would say is the difference. CJ has been legitimately good for 2 years, whereas Bryce has not been good whatsoever. Like, that's the way I view it. Like, CJ is clearly somebody who needs to have a good roster around him to be great, but Bryce is so far showing that even with a good roster around him, he can't even be good. Because let's look at the Jets game. Look at that. Another sub 10 yard per completion performance. Got sacked again. Did have 0 interceptions, but still had the touchdown or whatever. He did fumble the ball. He did recover, but still fumbled it. Did nothing on the ground again, really. And not an insanely great stat line. 138 yards in a win. Their Cowboys game. This one should be his best performance. It's still, again, even in this good performance, barely 10 yards of completion. It's just so Chuba be not garbage one time since your fortune. Yeah, Chuba, it's yikes. I mean, we paid him and he's done nothing this season. That's a really good point to bring up. Let me pull him up real quick before. Let's see. Chuba Hubbard this year, which remember this is when he got paid this year, currently is 3.6 yards per carry, which is the worst he's had since a rookie. Hasn't fumbled. Got to give him credit there. Has not had a rush of 20 yards at all. It's just not great. And receiving, not terrible. Oh, we got the Bears-Giants game on. We got the Bears-Giants. That's the game that just came on for me. No, I'm not keeping that up. I'm not going to get hit with another, oh, you showed an ad. How dare you. Touchdown for the Bears. And they scored. But yeah, I mean, Bryce, this was a rough watch. Bryce is ass. I gotta tweet that. Bryce Young is not the guy. A new starter next year. And we'll post that. Yep. I'm going to like every comment that says Bryce sucks, if I can find him. Bryce not being the guy's going to set this bet. Yep. Yep. Like that as well. Yeah, just like the decent amount of comments right there. Love to see that. Could you see a team fixing? Could I see a team fix Bryce Young? Oh, man. It's basically asking, is he Justin Fields? I mean, the worst, I honestly would, it's hard to say never because, again, the Panthers had Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, and look what they've done since then. I would say barring the absolute perfect scenario, the answer is no. And the reason is this. With Baker Mayfield, you knew he was able to be a good quarterback that 1 year in Cleveland. Really 2 years in Cleveland. His rookie year and the playoff year. Even Darnold had some glimpses. There's really been very few glimpses of Bryce Young being capable. They're just like, you brought in a head coach for him. You traded for not one, but 2 first-round receivers. And yes, one of them is really a bust so far. But you traded for first-round receivers. You spent a ton of money on the offensive line. And he hasn't improved. It's not that he's playing bad. That's not the issue. The issue is he hasn't improved. Like, if you go from being a quarterback that barely gets 100 yards to barely getting 150 to barely getting 200, even though you still suck, you're getting better. Bryce hasn't gotten better. And so it's hard for me to look at him and be like, could I picture him doing better than Mac Jones and the 49ers? No. Can I picture him doing better than even Fields on the Jets? Maybe, but that's not a high bar. So I don't think, like, never say never, but Josh Rosen never got fixed, and he was supposedly the most pro-ready quarterback of that draft, and he never got fixed. So I can't sit here and say, yeah, you know what, Bryce Young can be fixed, because when you look at him and compare him to many other quarterbacks, those other quarterbacks are almost all better than him, and have shown more than him, and still didn't succeed. I don't know if Bryce can. Yeah, that was a bad one by Russ right there, just running to the right and then going down for like no reason, just because he had somebody right in front of him. Like, come on, man, just go push. That you can never fix. There were 9 mistakes picked in front of me. Josh Rosen, infamous clip right there. That's a great one. I mean, hey, Jamarcus Russell was the first overall pick, and yikes. They hand the ball off. It's about a 3.5-yard gain for the G-men right there. 3 minutes left in the game. Both teams have all 3 timeouts left. It looks like the Bears just called one of them, I would assume. It's still snowing a teeny bit. Not like a lot of snow, but there is still some there. 9 mistakes. Classic. That's a classic draft clip right there. Bears do call timeout. I do like that call right there. Call that timeout there. Try to get it to where you get the ball back with some extra time. You know, obviously I do like that one. Russell Wilson has 2 passes for 45 yards. Wow. I mean, yeah, they got to run the ball, but you got to get a first. If you get a first down here, it's huge for obvious reasons, but we'll see. Ain't no Jackson save us. Now, honestly, this is a very debatable one. Do you throw the ball here, run the ball? If you run the ball here, you force Chicago to use another timeout, but at the same time, if you get a first down, that's just massive for them. I probably would throw this, but I'd probably throw it be like a 4-yard pass. One that's an almost guaranteed completion that could become a first down, or you could go for it in 4th down. They are throwing it. Russ gets sacked. Oh, my God. You know what? I'll say it admittedly. That's not a bad sack. It's a terrible sack that he took the sack, but that's not a bad sack. Like, it's better for him to take the sack and lose 10 yards than throw the ball away, because now you force Chicago to use another timeout. But, yikes. Dude, 35, nobody blocked him whatsoever. Like, nobody blocked him. So 4th and 18, Chicago's going to get the ball back. It's going to be like 2 minutes, 50 seconds, so yeah. But the only player tried to win for the Giants after Scatterboon and Neighbors got injured. Yeah, I mean, it is... Man, Scatterboon injury sucked. Like, as soon as you lose Neighbors, you're like, oh, man, this is so bad. And then it's like, right after that, it's like, oh, but we actually are fine because we have Scatterboon. And then he gets back, and it's like, come on. C.J. Johnson's second sack. 4th and 18. Punt is up. Wow, and that's an awful punt. That's an awful punt. They're going to get the ball back at about the 47-yard line. The Giants, or the Bears literally have to go about 20 yards to get a field goal. That's bad right there. Now, the only silver lining is that you could, because of how bad the field position is, if they get like one decently deep play and then you stop them, you could get the ball back with enough time to get a field goal yourself. So it's not the worst scenario in the world. Like, obviously you would have much rather had a good punt, but it's not like it's the worst scenario in the world. So 1st and 10 for Chicago. They're at the 47-yard line in their own territory. They got to get about, I would say, 20 yards, especially in the weather like this. Like, I know 15 is good enough, but I'd want to get 20 yards if I'm there to get a really makeable field goal. 2 minutes, 53 seconds left. G-men of all 3 timeouts. The Bears have 1. They drop back. They hand the ball off on first down. Cuts to the right. Gets the 50. Gets tackled down at about the 46-yard line. Solid 7-yard gain for the Bears right there. Clock is going down. Again, the Giants, you hate to say it, but honestly, best case scenario for them is maybe just give them a first down and then try to stop them to try and get the ball back with like a minute left and go for a field goal with like 1 timeout or 0 timeouts left, something like that. But maybe they can get a stop here. Caleb is going under center again. 2nd and 3 for the Bears. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Caleb's going to throw it deep to the right. It is caught to a man who is wide open, and he's going to be down at about the 20. He keeps going. He's at the 20-yard line at the 19. Just a bad situation got even worse. Terrible. 2-minute warning. The Bears are within 20 yards of the end zone. They could get a touchdown to end the game in regulation. That is not what you want to see. That's not what he wanted to cook. And let's see scores while we're in this. The Browns-Jets is still a legitimate game right now. Somehow the Jets actually are going to win that game, which is hilarious. But it's and that's going to be despite Fields doing almost nothing in the air. Buccaneers are going to lose, so down goes Baker Mayfield's MVP chance right there, or chances really. Shame for him. Jags are going to beat the Texans. Again, this is the Davis Mills Texans. They're not able to get the W, though Mills did play service-ish. The Bills are going to lose. The Vikings are going to lose. Hold up. Texans scored a touchdown. Hold up. Wait a minute. Texans might win that game. They're still in it. My goodness. You're going to hear the bench CJ crowd. Josh Allen has 40 passing attempts. Tua's not... Allen is outplaying Tua on the stat sheet, all things considered, but Devon Achane is 175 yards on 2 carries. Shane Bowen, D, and Russ Wilson. Honest to God, true. Honest to God, true. Is J.J. McCarthy truly good? Look, I will always struggle to view him as a good quarterback because at the end of the day, like, the joke is true. He did almost nothing at Michigan. Like, people forget because he hasn't done anything in the NFL, but Blake Corum was that guy for that team. For all intents and purposes, J.J. did, like, nothing. He was hurt all of last year, obviously, and this year. I think he's up to about 5 good quarters of football. He's basically a rookie this year, and he hasn't even played most of the season, but from what he has played, he seems to be exactly what he was in college, which is a quarterback that plays football. Not necessarily great, not necessarily terrible. I would have hope if we had Jackson, but yeah. Good old Shane Bowen. What a joke of a... And the worst part is he's not going to get fired because he doesn't want to prove Martindale or Wright that he was a terrible... that it was the offense or whatever. I need a garbage time Jordan Addison touchdown right now. That is true. He is good at throwing darts. I mean, I'll eat crow on that one. I didn't think he was good. I did not think he was worth the first-round draft pick. Like, I still believe that in terms of, like, where he should have been drafted, he shouldn't have been a first-rounder. But he has basically lived up for the Giants being a first-rounder. You know what I mean? Like, at the time, it was a reach, but now it feels like it was a good idea to reach because he has been good. You know what I mean? It's weird to say, but, like, you know what I mean. But he's been good this year from what he's played. Now, should he win Rookie of the Year over Emeka Egbuka, or Egbigbu, as Gronkowski would say? It's debatable, but he has been really good from what he's played this year. Or Tyler Warren, for that matter. 2nd and 8 for the Bears. No, Bears. 2 minutes left. The Giants did call timeout. Again, they could still get this ball back with a lot of time left if they get, a couple stops here. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Caleb rolls out to his left. He's going to run it, and he gets the touchdown. Bears lead. Though the Giants do have way more than enough time to score a touchdown themselves, it's just the issue that you have Russell Wilson at quarterback with good things around him. Now, the Bears got to make this extra point, but if they make the extra point, the Giants are going to need a touchdown with 1 minute and 47 seconds left on the game. They still have 2 timeouts. That's the one good thing about Caleb scoring right there. The one good thing about Caleb scoring right there is you still have 2 timeouts left, and you're going to have 1 minute 47. Even if you count the kickoff time, you're going to have about 1 minute and 40 seconds to win this game. So they're still very much in this game. It's just obviously not what you want to see, but Bears at 83.9%. That's pretty wild, but yeah. Whereas Jameis, we need Jameis. He's either going to throw an interception like that, or he's going to throw an 80-yard touchdown. 4-point game. The Bears are leading over the G-Men with just under 2 minutes left. But as mentioned, the Giants do have 2 timeouts left. They still have a very realistic shot at winning this game. Though they have Russell Wilson at quarterback. So, yikes. Well, you never know. You never know. But probably not great. Go back up. Baker and Tez. Wow. Okay, well, it's on the final minute. Okay. Drake May, MVP. Drake May. I need to see people make that nickname a bigger thing. Giants need to be investigated for taking. True. That is so true. Back over here. Seahawks, Russ, where are you? That's a good question. Where is the Seahawk, Russ Wilson? Let's see. Can they pull this off? I love getting bonus coverage for this, cause especially, like, I guess it's because the Saints game really did go fast because of that first drive, but, like, I mean, especially the Jags game still has, like, 7 minutes left in it, despite it being 4 o'clock already. They're going to get a touchback here, so there's going to be 1 minute and 47 seconds left for the Giants to go downfield and score a touchdown. No, most people are going to get the Rams-Niners at the next game, which is a good game. So the Giants are going to start the ball at the 35-yard line. Their win percentage just went up by 2.5%, by the way. So, hey, that's pretty good. Or, the Giants' win percent went up. The Bears went down. Bears. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Motioning 1 from the left to the right. Running back to the left of Russ in shotgun. Ball is snapped. Looks to the right side of the field. Pump fakes. Rolling to his left. Throws it to his left. And it is an out-of-bounds throw to nobody. 6 seconds down, and they gained 0 yards. Russ, man, you better... Look at Jameis. Jameis on the sideline with Russ trying to tell him to get this W. He needs to get the W. Bears win percentage went back up. 2nd and 10. Ball is snapped. Rolling to his right. He has a ton of daylight. He needs to get at least 5 yards here. Yep, he does. And he gets the first down. He gets the first down. Gets to about the 47-yard line right there. Great run by Russ. That's some Seahawks Russell Wilson running right there. That's probably going to boost their odds to about, I don't know, it's going to make the Bears go down to probably about like 77% right there is my guess. Let's see. 77? Ooh, 74% or 73.4%. Wow, that's a huge play for the Giants. Russ throws a dump off. He catches it. And he goes down at the line of scrimmage. That's a shame that they weren't able to do anything. That was a good catch, but it was a catch that really arguably should have been made. But hey, it is what it is. 2nd and 10 for the G-Men. Now the odds are going to be moved back to about 75%, I'd imagine. 2nd and 10 for the Giants. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Ball snapped. Pump fakes. He's evading pressure, and he throws it away again. 3rd and 10 now for the Giants. 2 plays to get 10 yards here. You really wish you had a guy like Malik Neighbors right now if you are the Giants. King, where are we throwing? Showing the Jackson Dart play where he got fumbled, and I'm assuming when he got hurt as well. 2 guys in the backfield with Russ. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Ball is snapped. Quick throw. It is... Should have been caught, and he just completely failed to catch it. He did not understand he needed to catch it with 2 hands, and he just let it go. 4th and 10 for the Giants. Should have been about 3rd and 3 instead of 4th and 10. Yep, in both of his hands. Didn't have to reach out fully. That should have been a catch. Yes, could have been a better throw by Russ. That's on the receiver. 4th and 10. Do or die for Russ Wilson. Russ. 4th and 10. 3 receivers on the bottom of your screen. 1 moving to the backfield. Ball is snapped. He throws it over the middle. Gets hit as he throws it. Is incomplete. There is no flag. The Giants choke the game. Russ Wilson once again proving that he is cooked. Because that throw is not what he wanted to cook. And in the wise words of Patrick Starr, that's not what he wanted to cook. And down goes the Giants again. And also, that means the Panthers' playoff odds goes down even more than it already has today. Pretty pathetic way to end it by Russ Wilson right there. Yikes. And a day full of a lot of upsets. 5 points is even calling for Shane Bowen to be fired. Yeah, he is awful. But I think that'll do it, though. That was the stream for the Panthers Saints, though we did the Giants Bears in a... Yikes, Russell Wilson is a ass. I think that's safe to say. He is officially cooked. He is washed. The Bears kneel it down, and the game is over. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Next one, no idea when. Again, maybe soon, maybe later. You know, sooner or later. But nice to do another one here. It is a shame that the Panthers have Bryce Young as their quarterback, but it is what it is. So, wish you all a good night. Again, if you enjoyed the stream, make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, think about becoming a community member for 99 cents a month. Other benefits, expect the week or the players video from this week on Tuesday again. I won't be able to make the video for Monday, so it'll be Tuesday again. And as always, guys, have a great night.